Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 221. Brian, Al, how are you guys doing with the bad news about Jack Russell?
What's up? Yeah, it sucks.
Sucks that he passed.
Yeah, they was just diagnosed recently.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I don't even know what happened to him. Being dead serious.
he had Lewy body dementia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Same thing Robin Williams has.
Ooh.
That's weird. Here's what's weird about that. Want to hear the connections?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old was Robin Williams when he died? 63. How old was Jack Russell? 63. Okay. They both had the same condition.
Yep.
And it was almost exactly to the day 10 years apart
Both
Yeah.
white.
that they both died. They're both white,
Both
Caucasian males.
Yep.
They both have been to the Metro Detroit area at one point or another in their careers.
Did drugs when they were young.
Yep.
Yep. They both
So
flew,
many connections, guys.
They both
Yeah.
flew on planes.
Yeah, they both flew on planes. They both drove in cars.
Ate pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of parallels.
Yep.
Yes.
You know,
I'm freaked out, man.
just mostly the medical one and the age and the 10-year anniversary thing. Were the ones I was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
looking at. It's weird because it's not a condition you hear about a lot.
No, it's more and more though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that
I mean,
particular type of dementia.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, now they're calling them type 3 diabetes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new type 3 diabetes. It's supposedly Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's.
I'm gonna keep fighting for type 4. That's what I'm going for. I'm gonna be the first type 4.
I'm gonna get a new type of diabetes.
Yeah.
I want one that gets your fingers cut off first before your feet.
They're gonna Mike. You just want one called Mike's diabetes.
yeah.
Yeah, Mike's diabetes. Oh, my hand!
And they're like, oh, that's Mike.
I got super D.
Every time I look at my feet and they're a little bit crusted, I'm like, oh shit,
God, here it
it's
goes.
starting. I'm on my way out.
It's happening.
But anyway, to give Jack Russell his proper due.
Oh yeah.
The singer of Mr. Bone. Mr. Bone, I'm sorry.
Mr. Bone.
I like my favorite memory of Jack Russell is how sympathetic he was to the families of the station fire.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Took
Non-existent.
no responsibility for his pyro or anything.
Yeah.
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 It was a great idea to have pyro at a low ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Let's have pyro in the garage, but first
Mm-hmm.
let's put some fiberglass tarps over us.
I work with two fire guys. Well, they're ex-firefighters, but they're trained firefighters.
Yeah.
And they both said it during training. The station fire is like they taught like this is the worst case scenario. Like it's part of it's like he's like it's like 9/11 than that.
Yeah.
Like, the station was that
You're
bad.
gonna have the big ones. You're gonna have the
Yeah.
smaller facilities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Wow.
people get the fire safety with everyone getting pushed to the door.
Yep.
Another horrible thing about it too is there's people that try to run out the back.
Yeah, and they had
And the security's like, you can't run out back here. I'm like, dude, the building's on fire. That's all out the window.
Yep.
Let
Yeah.
people go out.
Yep.
Because once the band's out, like this guy survived. He was talking about like, he said, I saw the exit, and they're like, you can't come. And he's like, fuck you. And he just ran anyway. But other people were like, most people do what they're told, unfortunately.
Jesus.
And they paid.
It wasn't one of the doors like fucked up and they couldn't get it open or something?
I don't know about that, but I know that they funneled everybody into the front door and they got stuck.
Oh, okay. So all right, yeah.
Yeah.
And the one of the guys that survived, literally what happened to him is he got mushed in the middle of the pile of bodies, and when the flames came and burned everybody, he lived because he was like the part of the burger that didn't get cooked. You know,
Yeah.
in the middle.
Here's the rare.
He was the rare.
Literally, he survived being in the middle.
He was the rare burger.
Yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ.
he said they were pulling people out. He goes, it was dawned on him, I'm alive. You know, they're like pulling people, you know, once they got it out.
I did it.
Literally, yeah, he's the.
Like
success.
It was, I mean, it was
It's
horrific.
horrible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
But
well, yeah, he was. Jack Russell was like
wasn't the best man.
No, he had a criminal record too. He fucking he
so
was
Al,
high on PCP.
so he was in jail for
Yeah. So all right. So when
What
he
happened with that?
he first joined up with those guys, and they were called Dante Fox.
Oh,
Yeah. And so he joined up with them.
the big
And-
brother of Brittany Fox.
Yeah, yeah. And then he got in trouble. He was high on PCP. Him and another dude,
I like we're
believe.
shitting on him now that he just
Yeah, him and another dude like broke
So
in.
bad.
They robbed a drug dealer, and then he like fired
That's
a
cool.
gun. He fired a gun off, and it hit a housekeeper.
Yeah.
And so he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. And so like basically they had like those guys moved on, and then like 11 months later he got out,
Yeah.
and he comes showing up, and then they changed their name and started
Well,
Great White.
Great White.
Yeah. Wonder how he got out after 11 months.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. I don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of just there wasn't as many prisons either.
Good
so
behavior. I don't know.
They used to.
We're
they
gonna knock
used to
7 years
They used
off.
to push people out all the time. They used to push people out all the
That's
time if it
true.
was nonviolent, but like that's a violent crime, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it made no
I'd say
sense.
home invasion's pretty violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't make any sense, but
Well,
who knows?
Either way, I did like some of their songs.
Oh yeah.
And,
They were a good band.
But he didn't show a ton of contrition for
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Great White was a good band. Mark Kendall's a great guitar player.
Yep.
They were a really bluesy band. I mean, they had like, they had really rocking songs, mainstream style, but they were a really bluesy band.
Yeah.
They were no Rat.
I like Wasted Rock Ranger.
Wasted Rock Ranger.
Yeah. I think it was on either on Once Bitten or Twice Shy. I can't
Oh,
remember which
okay.
one.
Yeah, it's
There's like a
Twice
joke.
Shy. It's got to be on Twice Shy.
Yeah, it was a funny song.
Yeah.
It's kind of country twangy type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember only because I had a cassette that you had copied for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you taped it for me. That was it. And then obviously
Yeah, that's right.
The worst thing ever is when you got real desperate and you had to get a tape of a tape, like a
Yeah.
copy of a
Oh,
copy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the quality, it was like even a good like they would, we got where you pay for those expensive Maxwell ones. These are
Yeah.
the high def
Yeah,
ones,
the
man.
the
You're gonna
best
get-
quality.
and it would be 40% like quieter than the actual tape.
It would sound like there was.
Then if you got those cheap like Big Lot TDK ones, remember the ones that said TDK on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
You would be like 1/3 the volume.
Although it was weird, TDK videotapes.
What's up, Taya?
TDK videotapes were actually decent.
Yeah.
It was the audio tapes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
That was
terrible.
weird. Because when I used to record X Files every week, I
Yeah.
got a bunch of those TDK tapes from Big Lots, and they were good. I thought they were good.
Yeah. Well,
Audio tapes, nah.
videotapes didn't matter as much. You just wanted to get your fix,
Yeah,
whatever you were trying
True.
to watch.
it's true. Anybody else die?
Yes.
Famous Amos.
Famous Amos, I forgot something. I don't have my phone.
Wally Amos.
Wally Amos, the inventor of the famous Amos cookie, which I do consume. Wally, this is for you. I alternate between those and then the grandma's.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I go to 7-Eleven to get a giant coffee, even though I have pods here, sometimes it's like my version of a splurge. Like I get a big giant coffee and some cookies. Eat them.
The famous Amos are in the machine at work. I
Yeah.
have partaken in enjoying them over the years many times,
Wally was old as hell.
countless times.
He was
88. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I thought he was gonna be like 105.
No.
Oh,
He had a lot of cookies. He wasn't going to live that long.
Wally.
Yeah.
At one point, he had
He had
abandoned.
type 4 diabetes.
he had
Like
type
all
4.
the cookies.
He beat me to it. I wanted to be the first type 4.
Yeah.
He was forced to sell the company, and because the famous Amos trademark was owned by the company, he could no longer advertise as famous Amos. So when he tried to get back into business, he had to come up with a new name. He called it Uncle No Name's Cookie Company.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's.
I
what
have
happened.
never heard of them.
No, nobody has.
So they just used him for his likeness.
So, and 5 years later, or a few years later, famous Amos Company, not him, but the company, contacted Amos himself, not famous Amos, and said, "Hey, we should partner up." So he ended up being back with famous Amos, anyways.
Awesome.
And they started a muffin company called Uncle Wally's Muffin Company.
That's what I would have called the other one, Uncle Wally's. Why Uncle No Name? I mean, you're. I know. I get the probably it's a slap in the face to them, but at the same time, you just kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are now. If you would have been Uncle Wally's, I'd have been like,
I mean,
all right.
your last name's still Amos. You can't use famous Amos, but you can
He could have probably said Uncle Wally Amos, Uncle Amos.
find a guy.
Uncle
named
Amos and
Andrew.
Andy.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, damn it, you just stole my thing. Let's find a guy
Find
named
a guy named
Andrew.
Andy.
Goods.
Find a guy named Andy. Uncle Amos and Andy.
Uncle Amos and Andy, yeah. But
Mr. Jones ain't ripping us off.
Oh my God, it's horrible. That's what when they said that he lost the name, I'm thinking he got swindled out of that name.
Of course
didn't
he did.
He didn't. He just sold the name.
I figured
It was
he
He
would've-
sold the
I
company, so
he
the name
sold
went
it.
with it.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah.
I
I figured like some
trouble.
old guy named Mortimer ripped him off.
Yeah. Nope. He messed it up himself. He got into financial trouble. But a lot of people don't realize is that for like 45 years, basically, he helped with literacy across the world. Like he would donate books and help with libraries and do a bunch of stuff.
I actually heard that.
He helped with at one point being one of the sponsors of Reading Rainbow.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
So
I
a bunch
actually,
of different stuff.
yeah.
He was a big help.
Yeah, I actually
Nice.
remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
It wasn't like wasn't Reading Rainbow brought to you by Famous Amos. It was just like by viewers like you and sponsors, and his name was there, Wally Amos.
Oh, nice.
So good guy, did a lot of
Butterfly in
good,
the sky.
did a lot of good stuff. Making cookies being the most important. A lot of people say he stole the recipe.
Making delicious cookies.
Delicious cookies. They
Let's-
said he someone's like, yeah, he stole the recipe. No. His aunt taught him how to make the cookies. He perfected it, and then decided to sell them at make his own stores. I mean, it's a family recipe. It's not like he just stole it. It was
Yeah.
passed down to him.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Wally Amos.
You don't steal your aunt's recipe. You give it to the world.
He put it in a really good home. I mean, it's fine. Really good.
I like them cookies.
retirement
I ate
home.
them all the time.
Yeah. But he died. Rest in peace, Famous Amos.
Yeah.
Like your cookies. Who else died, guys? Greg Kinn of the Greg Kinn Band. Actually, there's kind of a seems like kind of a trend with some of our deaths here because Jack Russell and Will.
Willie Ames.
You almost did it. I was gonna.
I almost said Willie Ames,
Willie Ames?
like Charles in
I
Charge.
know.
Buddy Lembeck from
I
Charles in
know.
Charge.
I was.
Okay. My favorite celebrity.
I was
fit
gonna
guest
do it
ever.
earlier. I was gonna say Willie Amos, also known from Eight Is Enough.
If you
It is
come over
enough.
here to wake me up, you're going to be greeted by a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, it's my
oh, I
favorite.
know.
Wanted to shoot the guy
celebrity,
from-
celebrity
Agrees-
boot camp or something.
Yeah,
Bible
agrees-
man himself.
Agrees
Yeah.
to go on the show, then starts threatening to shoot everybody.
Oh yeah, well, it's just
So Jack Russell and Wally Amos both died of dementia. Greg Kinn died of Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
I was going to make a bad joke, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stop myself.
Come on.
type 3.5 diabetes.
His mind was in jeopardy.
Oh my god, dude.
He broke up with his mind. Breakup song.
Hey,
Anyways, he's the one that did the cover song of the Weird Al original, I Lost on Jeopardy.
Yeah, he covered it. Yeah. Yeah.
He
Then
did
he also had the breakup song.
the breakup song, which I think was first, right? And then Jeopardy was second.
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, the breakup song I believe was his first hit.
Yeah, early, like 80, 81, and then Jeopardy was 83,
Yeah.
something like that. Actually, he was one of the first people I remember on VH1's Where Are They Now? They did like Billy Squier and some other people, but Greg Kinn was one of the first ones I saw on that show. And I was like, who the fuck is that? And I didn't know who he was.
He had
But then,
a bunch of videos.
yeah. And then when they started showing, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember this guy now. Decent guitarist,
Yep.
from what I understand.
Yep.
From Baltimore originally, died in the Bay Area. But yeah, same thing. He had Alzheimer's. Is it old timers or Alzheimer's? Well,
Alzheimer's, I think.
What we'll call it.
I thought it was old timers when I was a kid.
It's no longer old timers.
'Cause everybody
People
had
are
it
getting
was
it a
old.
lot younger.
No, I mean he's 75. That's not. Old.
No,
It's not
no, I'm just saying
young,
they're
but
finding
it's not
it.
old.
Yeah,
They're
what hap-
finding it in a lot
what-
of younger people.
What happens is a guy turns 47, then they're like, yeah, you got a little bit high cholesterol. Don't eat eggs ever again, even though you need cholesterol for your
Right.
fucking brain.
Yep.
Right.
And then they eat fucking rice and chicken, and their brain go.
You gotta have those
Yep.
omega-3s, buddy.
Yep.
Their brain goes to mush.
Eat
They're not
eggs
eating-
every day, motherfuckers.
Eat eggs.
Yeah.
Eat tuna or some kind of fish. It's all good for you.
Pussy.
All them old school bodybuilders, not the ones that die at 30 like the ones now, but the Schwarzeneggers, the guys that live to be 80.
Yep.
Frigno's still pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Stallone, they eat like eggs.
Eggs.
Lots of fucking eggs.
Yeah,
Eggs.
don't listen to him, man.
Steak and eggs.
The
Steak and eggs.
I mean,
Low carb.
moderation.
Delicious.
Moderation on the steak.
Yeah. Well, you could get a little backage.
Well,
backup.
it-
Because you
really-
get gout and stuff too.
Yeah,
because,
but that really depends too. If you
but
you
eggs for sure. You can go
condense your-
you can go crazy with
Sure,
eggs.
sure.
Yeah.
It's free. It's free protein. Period. Because it can't even if there's not a male around, it can't not be anything.
And eggs digest so easily.
Another thing too for seafood is like not clams, scallops. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
clams, all that shit. Oysters. They're not animals.
No.
There's like nothing left to them. They don't
They're
even have
slugs.
brains.
You're eating insects.
Yeah, they have no brains. They're free protein.
Yeah.
You're eating insects. How
It's
do they
free. Just go
taste?
get it.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant by free pro?
Yeah, it's free protein, like for a vegan.
Oh, yeah.
They don't. I mean,
I forgot about
you're
those
not.
fucks.
You're not eating an animal.
Yeah.
An egg. You're not eating an animal because it's never going to be an animal.
Good point.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if
it's
you're-
free
So,
protein.
has anybody tried telling vegans this before?
No, please. They'll come up with some. Somebody will tell them some reason not to do it because whatever. Some.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, rest in peace, Greg Kinn.
Yeah.
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 We dethroned him, right?
We
we
dethroned
did.
him.
We
All right.
got him.
Yeah. Who else is on the list?
We got him.
Charles Cyphers. Do you guys remember Charles Cyphers?
No.
You will once I explain him. He was the sheriff in Halloween,
Oh,
and then he was the owner of the Cleveland Indians lackey in Major League. The guy that kind of hired
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lou
yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
His name was something. I can't remember his name of it. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He like one of the early John Carpenter contributors.
Yeah, the one that he finally grew a pair and stood up and was clapping
Yeah,
for him.
exactly.
That guy,
That guy.
Yeah.
He was in the original Assault on Precinct 13 with the John Carpenter movie, Halloween 1 and 2. Now in the new Halloween's, his kid is the sheriff of the town. So it's like, even if he's not in it, they've carried it on. I think it might have been Halloween 3 also. I might be wrong on
For
that.
some reason, I thought you were gonna, because I saw a meme today. The only man to be killed by Michael Myers and Mike.
It was Michael McDonald?
Yeah,
Not
that
the singer, Michael
Yeah,
McDonald?
he got killed by Austin Powers, and then he got killed by Michael Myers
Yes.
in Halloween.
Yep.
He got killed by both of them.
Both the Mike Myers. No, Charles Cyphers he'd been acting for like 50 years, but he had a brief illness. He died. He's dead.
Oh yeah. Now I see who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him in something else recently.
Well,
I'm
he was old in the '80s, so I imagine.
Actually, he's only 85 now. He just always had an
seemed
oldish,
like he was 60
had an
then.
oldish look
He
to
was one of
him.
those dudes.
But if you look at Major
Major
League's 35 years ago, and he would only been 50 in that movie, and he looked older than 50.
It's something I never thought about because I was a kid when it came out, but like I watched it, and the bitchy rich owner chick is pretty hot.
Oh yeah.
I just never thought about her that way.
No, I saw her in a couple of other things, and she was also she's in The Secret of My Success. She plays
Okay.
his aunt,
Yep.
the one he ends up in the pool with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And she was naked in the pool. That was a Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I just
Pretty funny. So he's dead. I think there's one more death. Jenna Rollins, actress.
Oh, yeah.
94.
Yep.
You can dethrone her if you want.
For some reason, my brain took it as like you were talking about, like starting 94. Like it's talking about Heinz or something. It's like, oh, it's a person.
She's Heinz 57.
Yeah, it's like,
She died of Alzheimer's also. So, but she was 94. Whatever. Actress. She was in stuff. She was in The Notebook. I've never seen that movie.
I haven't either.
She played Rachel McAdams' character.
Yeah.
Old.
yeah,
Oh, you
we're
never
not.
saw it?
I never bothered.
I saw it.
We're straight.
I know there's
We're
boobs in
straight
it.
men. We're not gonna. Well, you have seen now. I'm sorry.
I saw it.
Oh no, there's
All right,
boob.
cool, man.
I saw it with a chick.
Okay, that don't matter.
yeah.
though.
See?
That's your out.
That trumps everything.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, there was such hot sex scenes in that fucker.
Yeah,
I knew I was
You know how
gonna.
moist that woman
I
was
knew
after
I
you
was.
saw
Fuck,
that. Yeah.
I knew I was getting pussy.
And he was all romantic, talking to her,
Fuck
yelling stuff
yeah.
at her in the rain and shit.
I was like,
in the
watch.
commercials.
She
I'm
was
like,
all.
We looking for some niggas who be sucking pussy lips.
yeah.
That's what happened.
and that's what I did.
All I know is Rachel McAdams' boobs are in it, and I've seen that clip. There we go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyways, Jenna Rollins was not so much in the last couple decades, but in the late 60s and early 70s and mid 70s, she was considered the supreme actress.
Mm-hmm.
The actress.
She was married
Omega
to
Supreme.
She was married to John
Cassavetes.
Cassavetes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she was in a bunch of his movies too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her and Peter Falk, which honestly, when people say Peter Falk did a great acting job in this movie, until recently, I'm thinking, Columbo?
Yeah,
I never thought of
Columbo-
him being in
Columbo
anything
did
else.
something other than Columbo.
But he was there was like the
Narrated to Princess Bride.
the early
yes.
oh yeah, and he was great in that. But the early 70s, like Women Under the Influence with Jenna Rollins and a couple other movies, Mikey and Nikki. He was like Oscar contender for like 3 or 4 years in a row.
No shit.
I was like,
well, dude,
Columbo.
Columbo was a fantastic show.
Columbo's
Oh, yeah.
great.
Oh, it's great.
But I can only think of him doing that role in
Yeah.
my head.
Me and my Uncle Turtle Juice.
Yep.
We'd watch Columbo one after another.
Oh, it's great.
it's a great show.
Great show.
Great show.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
And I've seen him in other stuff, but like even the grandpa in The Princess Bride, where he's narrating the story, he kind of has Columbo traits.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when I see him in other stuff, I can't remember the gangster movie he was in. It was a comedy, but he was good in that. But him and Jenna Rollins right there, the early 70s, it was like always Oscar worthy performances.
Welcome back, cousin.
And she was she was usually in her husband's movies and stuff. Ben Gazzara, the bad guy from
Ben Gazzara was in everything back in the day, dude. I love Ben Gazzara.
Roadhouse, the bad guy from
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
He was in a bunch of those movies at the same
Ben
time.
Gazzara is in a ton of stuff. I love that
Like the
dude.
killing of a Chinese bookie.
And he
a
was
bunch of
all,
other stuff, but
I always
came
thought he
here
was.
after Korea. There was nothing.
I always thought he was a
bring
great
the
actor.
J.C. Penney to this town.
I always thought he was a great actor.
He is great. He was great. But yeah, and so like, her and Cassavetes had some kids too, and they did stuff.
Yeah,
too, but
yeah.
whatever.
Nick's been pretty
Oh yeah,
popular.
yeah. He's by far the most popular of
Yeah.
the kids. But yeah, Alzheimer's. I just read something like 2 months ago that she was doing really bad and stuff, and
Well, I
really,
think
really,
I
really
think
bad.
the more important thing is why are all these people dying of Alzheimer's? This
I think
is
in
weird.
'94 it's not so much of a thing.
But she's been fighting it for 10, 12 years,
It's-
15 years.
Yeah.
But when you
What's
see
going on here? It's
Yeah.
a conspiracy.
I mean,
Yeah.
and everything is.
and
Dogs.
you see some of the stuff like what happened to, like, I know it's not Alzheimer's, but like Mongo,
Yeah.
man, that
Yeah.
happened bad. That happened quick.
Quick.
He was
Oh
like,
yeah.
it ate him up fast.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Like I was looking at I was looking at just reading a little bit last night about Jack Russell, and like I was looking at some pictures and different shit from just a couple of years ago, and like all of a sudden they showed a picture of him from like last year, but just before he announced his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he announced it this year, I guess, but it was like a year ago or something like that, and you could see the difference from the year or two before that. Like he looked really thin in the face. He looked, something didn't look right, and then
So it hit pretty quick then.
yeah,
Yeah, that's something that worries me, because if I ever get ill, I'm not gonna be able to hide it from anybody. All of a sudden, my face is thin. Like, the fuck's going on with you, man?
like I don't know a lot
You-
about like that
when
Louis
you're
body.
When you
I don't either.
You look fucking weird.
Yeah.
Those friends.
But like dementia itself, like it takes your brain away, but it doesn't do anything. People
Take
usually
my brain
people
away.
usually live a long time with it.
That's true.
Actual dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's.
Yeah. I don't. I was
We
kind of wondering.
didn't talk about Kevin Sullivan.
Oh,
We never, because that was from last week.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Taskmaster. He was like,
And Billy Bean also. We forgot about Billy Bean. We'll get to him too.
okay,
But Kevin Sullivan, sorry to ruin your conspiracy train, Alan.
Oh no.
but see,
it's fine.
speaking of conspiracy, Kevin Sullivan, the Dungeon of Doom, and all the people he put together to try to end Hulkamania.
Yeah.
It was his character just got so obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Then he brought people from the past. He brought Zeus, the actor Tiny Lister, in. Then he brought Jeep Swenson in.
Yeah.
He just kept he's like, this is the final time we got what we need to stop Hulk Hogan. Every time he'd have
Failed every single time.
He it went on for like 5 years. Like, all right, now I got the Giant. This is the Giant. It's Andre's son.
Yep.
No, he gets thrown
Totally
off
related.
He gets thrown off Cobo Hall.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember, he landed in the river, but
Yeah.
those of us know that the river's like, I don't know, 100 yards out
Yeah.
from the Cobo.
You gotta go. There's a road and there's a people mover track and you got to go over all that.
Yeah.
No, but Paul White fell right in the river. I saw it
And
on
they
the
did
video.
they did the cut and all of a sudden it's like, whoa.
He's like, ooh. All of a sudden, then they're filming the river. Like
Yeah. It was bad.
they had, and that was during their monster truck race on top of Cobo Hall.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
monster truck pushing match.
Yeah, that's right. And
And,
that was so stupid.
and then they, for some reason, decided to fight on the edge of it.
Yeah.
But Sullivan did his best to end Hulkamania and couldn't quite pull it off.
Yeah.
He tried.
He was good. He's a wrestler's wrestler.
Yeah, he wrestled for years.
Yeah.
He was like 70s.
Technical.
Yeah. And then his patented stomach stomp.
Yep.
You jump on. He pogo. That wasn't even like a choreographed move. He just fucking stomped on people's stomach.
Yeah.
Like pogo stick.
Well,
them
they should have
like a
abs.
kid-
They should be fine.
like my nephew does to me.
yeah.
Like that. Rest in peace to the Taskmaster. Died. Chris Benoit stole his woman and then killed her. By the way,
That's right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
his woman was
I completely forgot about
his
that.
woman
actually.
who was called Woman.
Yes.
Nancy
Couldn't do
was
that now.
Kevin Sullivan's, and Sullivan was such a gangster about like putting awesome rival. He made it part of the act. Like it happened in real life, but it was part of the act.
Yeah. You stole
also,
my woman.
you stole my woman. Now I'm gonna beat your ass. And they had that like no rules fight.
Yep.
Then they went in the men's bathroom. And then Dusty was like, "There's a woman in the man's bathroom." Yeah, it was awesome.
Sorry, I just saw the Dusty shooting balling the other day. Again,
Oh, yeah.
it showed up in my feed. Dusty Rhodes just like,
Schooling people.
schooling people on the basketball court.
Yeah, doing behind the back
Yeah.
passes
What?
and shit.
Yeah, no joke. It was a
You-
real thing. There was like wrestlers, like Lex Luger was there and some other people. And they're all-
Wyndham.
Wyndham was there, and they're
No
all,
shit.
they're just on the court playing basketball, and he is schooling people.
We're up.
Fucking Dusty Rhodes,
But they, I guess it was like a
like a
one-sided
rock and jock.
slaughter because I guess the people that watched the full game said the one team had Dusty and Sting was a college ball player. That's
Yep.
how he started. So they were just they just ran it up.
Yeah,
There's like no way.
I
Wyndham
assume it was like a
gonna stop.
rock and jock softball type thing they used to do
Yeah.
on MTV, where it was like for charity and stuff, and they had famous people. But I don't know.
Yeah,
It just popped into my feed last night.
Dusty's
actually.
part black, man.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
Yep, he's got to be. This is the basketball part of him is black.
Yeah, Dusty versus George Gray, Akeem.
Yeah.
And then all the comments were like, my two favorite black competitors.
Um,
They-
Oh, there was that other wrestler that died, that Wild Samoan.
Oh, yeah.
The other one,
Man,
Alpha.
we're forgetting all the
Alpha
deaths.
died. He's
Yeah.
especially relevant because of this bloodline thing or whatever that I don't know anything about.
I
think, like, the
I stopped watching wrestling again. I don't know.
But I think like the Samoans like kind of are at the top of WWE now or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't.
So when what's his name died a couple months ago,
They're always in wrestling.
Sika, right?
Yeah, Sika.
That's
yeah.
Roman Reigns' dad.
Who's?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
This is Alpha. That's his uncle.
Right.
So and they're all family because now, so I guess Sika's his dad, right? So Alpha would be the other ones, Solo Sikoa and
Fatu or whatever.
and a bunch of the new ones dad, but the other ones uncles also. There's so much family going on. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it would have some. It probably will affect their bloodline matches they keep talking about because Roman Reigns is gonna have to fight against his cousin Solo and his cousin Rock and all this other that's gonna happen.
It's a lot of stuff.
A lot of Samoans, and there's new ones every week. It seems like
Yeah, they're like,
there's been since the last time I watched. There's 3.
who's the
new
one that's
ones.
like 6'8"?
They just-
There's a huge one out
They
there.
Yeah,
just
I
keep
can't think of his
coming
name.
on their canoes from the island, or
No, they probably came from
they just paddle across.
yeah. I
Oh,
think they're
they're-
from California or Hawaii or something. They flew on a plane. This
Yeah,
time.
they got real traditional Islander names like Steve.
Steve.
Steve Fatu.
yeah,
Is out there. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, because even Roman Reigns' name is like Joseph Anoa'i.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, well, Yoko, his real name was Rodney.
Yeah.
That's like a hillbilly name.
It's really like it's really easy for some reason for me. Like I can pronounce like all those words really easily.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
they're really phonetically they're just exactly how you read them.
Yeah, I just overemphasize most of
Yeah,
them. I know.
no, it's just funny when I hear some of the guys, sometimes announcers like kind of
Screw it up.
not saying them right. It's like
what I do is out of
they try
respect.
to overdo it.
When, out
It's
of
not like an
respect-
Indian like Ram Shadar,
No,
Yeah,
Gash
right.
Noom Shanap.
I actually even like those. Some of the Thai and Cambodian ones. It's just you just sound them out. They look how they sound.
Right.
It's not
where
like,
some others don't. You
yeah.
know? It's,
But like when it comes to the Samoans and stuff, because they have the apostrophes and other stuff in their names usually, what I do is out of respect, I make sure I enunciate each and every letter and accent just to annoy them if they ever hear me. N-O-I-E.
It's always a good idea. It's a good idea to upset them,
Yeah.
as we know.
Yes.
They can't
Yeah.
fight or
That's
anything.
that's what I do. That's
They're
what
totally known for
Samoans.
being easy to beat in a fight.
Samoans, Tongans.
Yeah, they're easy. You can wail on them. They'll
Yeah.
just stand there and
just
take it.
fucking-
Yeah, they're fine. They'll be fine. But yeah, so he's dead.
Yeah.
It's another one. So
That or they'll rip your throat out.
yeah, I'd probably rip
Dalton.
Dalton. Benghazzar. Back to Benghazzar again.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's dead. Billy Bean's dead.
yeah.
Now, which one? The Moneyball or the gay?
The gay.
Okay.
Sorry, he was gay.
Yeah.
He was the second gay player.
Okay.
And
Who was
MLB.
first?
I can't remember his name.
I thought he was the first to come out.
No, from what
He played for the Tigers.
he did.
Yeah, so somebody
And when he started his first game, he was like 4 hits.
Moneyball or Sucky Ball? Which?
This says that Glenn Burke from the Dodgers and Athletics was the first and only to come out as gay during his career.
All joking aside, he had to be pretty young.
60.
Yeah, that's
He
not
had
that old.
leukemia.
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks.
Billy didn't come out till after he was done playing.
This coming up.
yeah.
This,
Glenn Burke.
look at
The Moneyball and the gay.
So this is the Premise Lands coming in.
Moneyball and the
Moneyball and the
Gay.
gay, same guy.
Coming to NBC this fall.
It's just Brad Pitt and Billy being like,
The Money Ball and the Game.
Yeah.
yeah, that always confused me because when I read the book,
They should have had a reality show. Those two.
I know.
Yeah.
I read the book Moneyball and then saw the movie, and I'm like, he's a kid, he's gay though, and I didn't realize there was 2 different Billy Beans at the time.
I didn't.
I thought it was the same.
I thought it
one.
was the same guy when it came out. Billy Bean. I did not when the movie, but when Jim Rome would talk about
Yeah, and I
Billy
should say,
Bean being the great
Oh, yeah. I did.
talent
Yeah,
scout. I thought it was the Billy Bean that we had.
Yeah.
Here.
yeah, I did too. I didn't know the difference, and I read the book, and then I found out it was different, and then I saw the movie. I'm like, yeah, he's definitely not gay because he had sex and had that child.
Yeah.
It wasn't a beard. But yeah, he was not the executive. But there was one of the groups I'm in is the Detroit Tigers group on Facebook, and this guy's like, I thought this guy was gonna be the next big thing. His first game, he was 4 for 4. And I was like, that's great. It's about one of the best major league debuts in the last 50 years or some shit like that. And then he wasn't great.
No.
He played at 4 or 5.
Then they
different
found
teams.
out he was gay.
Yeah. And that was the other thing that got me because I thought that this Billy Bean was the one coming out. Because, like, remember when we had Darnell Coles? Remember we drafted him? And
Yeah.
everybody's like, this guy's going to be awesome. Rod Allen was one of the guys, too. He later on, he's like, I had Darnell Coles as the top player in the country coming out. 5-tool player. He was great.
Oh, dude, he
But
was hitting
Billy
monster
Bean-
home runs. And
But Billy Bean ranked higher than Darnell Coles. Now, not this Billy Bean, not gay. Moneyball. That's the
Okay.
other thing. So I when I first read about him, I thought he was the same guy. Something.
Oh, yeah.
The Billy Bean that Brad Pitt played
Yeah.
was the highest ranked player in the country coming.
he was
out.
a player too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
they both played. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But and that's why he was. One of the big things when he was doing money. When he was developing this system of Moneyball was that he's like, we can't base it on only scouts. We got to look at the numbers and everything because
Well, yeah, he was
The
using
scouts are wrong.
analytics before anybody was using
Exactly.
analytics.
and it was more
know. But
Ahead of
yeah,
his time.
because like he didn't have a very much of a career, did he?
no
I didn't think so.
bounced around a little bit. And he was done by the time he was 30. He said,
Yeah,
I think it was
right.
So, but not
Now
the
he's
same-
still running the A's.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think so. I think he quit doing that and started doing something else a while ago.
Oh, okay.
I maybe I'm wrong. I haven't looked into it.
Yeah,
I did literally no research.
They haven't been
Zero.
But I mean, he always put together good teams,
Yeah.
even with no money.
No, and it's
So
and they suck, but
right, but yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like
up
I
until
haven't
recently,
I haven't. Yeah, when he was running them, they were always competitive. Even
Always.
because he would fucking trade guys off, but he always got players who could come right in and play,
yeah,
and he always put good managers. Like that. I mean, they were never great, but they were always competitive teams. And then a few times they were great. There were a few times they were great. They had Barry Zito, Mike. What was Mike's name? Mike fucking Mulder, right? Mark Mulder.
Mark Mulder.
Yeah, Zito, Mark Mulder. I mean, they had some really good pitching staffs, man.
absolutely.
But then when it came time to pay him,
Yeah.
they couldn't pay him.
No.
They're small market.
Yeah. That's what we're going to end up doing too, watch.
Yeah.
He is actually still with them, but he's not the general manager. He's senior advisor to the owner.
Yeah,
Yeah. His lackeys have become the general managers now. The people he taught everything he knows. But it's not the same Billy Bean. We need to get back to that. The
Right.
other Billy Bean.
Yeah, we're talking about the one that
The one that
is
awesome.
alive. Yeah.
The awesome one who did good stuff in baseball. Really great book, by the way. Moneyball, about Billy Bean, the not gay. But Moneyball is a fantastic book, just so you know. The movie's really good, too.
Did he write the book?
No, Michael Lewis did.
Oh, wrote it about him.
About him, yeah. It was the majority of it was about Billy Bean, but it was about Bill, the guy who invented sabermetrics and stuff. I can't Bill Russell or whatever.
Oh.
Not Bill Russell. Can't think of the dude's fucking name. It was Bill though. He was the
Russell.
accountant guy who developed this system because he's such a baseball fan.
Bill Russell, the accountant, not the basketball player.
It's not. I don't even think his name's Russell. It's Bill something though.
Not the top rebounder guy.
No,
Bill something.
So
or
Billy
other.
Bean, the homosexual baseball
Yeah.
player.
Yes.
He died. Had leukemia. He helped with stuff, diversity and other things.
Oh yeah. There's a whole.
Getting
But he
gays
wasn't the
in.
first gay.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
In
I
fact,
read
he
it.
wasn't gay when he
Advocacy stuff.
He was gay when he played. He just wasn't out as gay when he played. Glenn Burke was
Why
the
not?
first and only baseball player to be out when he played.
We only missed one show last week, Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. Joseph said, "Holy smokes, there's actually a show tonight. If I knew, I wouldn't have watched The World's End. Sorry, I missed the first half, brothers."
Yeah.
Well, you watch The World's End. It's hilarious.
He acts like we haven't been here in weeks.
Right.
The power of Christ compels you. Oh, does it?
The power
Yeah.
of Christ compels you.
That's one of the best.
I've seen that. Is
that's
that
one of the end of the world with Franco and Rogan and
Yeah.
all those guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fantastic movie.
I've seen that movie.
Channing Tatum's a gimp.
How did I see that movie?
I don't know, because you were like, "This looks awesome. Let me watch it."
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember when I watched it.
I mean, it's been
Where?
out for 10, 11 years.
Right,
so.
but I watched it in the last year or two. Like, because I remember it.
Maybe
still.
at my house when I went to D.C.
Yeah, but I watched
There you watched Get Him to the Greek
and Sarah Marshall.
and Sarah Marshall.
Maybe
Anyways.
I watched World's End then.
Billy Bean's dead.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
did.
That's all. I think that's all the deads.
I think I randomly just watched it last year.
Yeah, Billy Bean dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no other. I can't find any other deaths.
So I think I wanted to talk about a little bit of karma that maybe I'm going through.
Yeah.
Remember, for a few weeks, I made fun of the this guy with the back, and he broke his back and his arm and stuff.
in your defense, that motherfucker may have used his injury to get more views,
As he should have.
which is smart.
Yeah,
But you have
So
a right to make fun of him.
I made fun of him a lot.
Which now we get to make fun of him because he did
So-
that.
So I noticed over the last 2 or 3 years I've been having not major but some back spasms.
Oh yeah.
And they hurt really bad
Mhm.
when you get them. Well, for the last couple of weeks, every time I lay down too long
Yeah.
and I go to get out of bed,
Yep.
it fucking seizes right up and
Dude.
it makes me scream just like that.
Telling you, man.
I literally scream like that. Ah! My cats scatter and everything.
I don't scream like that anymore. Because my back's been doing it for a long time.
It hurts so fucking bad.
I don't scream. I do that neurotic, nervous laugh, and that makes it worse. Because in the middle of the night, I go to get up, and I'm like, "Ah!" It hurts so bad, and my wife wakes up hearing me cackling like that.
Yeah.
So,
It feels like someone's squeezing you and stabbing you.
oh,
at the
The
same
World's
time.
End. I'm sorry. I got my movies wrong. The World's End is the one at the bars. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, we're
That's what?
lagging. Okay.
Yeah,
And y'all lagging?
Oh damn!
are we lagging? I think are we lagging on the movie? I'm thinking of the other one.
Yeah, with
This is the end.
Oh okay.
The World's End is the third movie in the Cornetto trilogy, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End.
So-
Oh,
Hot Fuzz is one of the most fantastic movies ever
It
made.
is
ever
fantastic.
made.
Yarp.
Yep.
They're a credit.
Everybody.
They're a credit to your race.
Yeah.
I
Simon Vegas,
also
Joseph.
love the Alien one.
The alien one,
So-
yeah, The World's End. It's great.
Oh, that's the one.
That's the one.
Oh,
Shaun
oh.
of the Dead's fantastic.
Wait, I thought
Hot
it was
Fuzz is
called,
the greatest.
I thought it was called like Paul or something.
Oh, the Alien one. Well,
Yeah.
there's aliens in World's End also.
Oh, I never
And
seen
Nepal
that
was
one.
great too. But the trilogy, World's End is the weakest of the three, but it's still fantastic.
Oh, I have to watch
Yeah,
that one.
it's really good.
I'll have to watch them all.
It's like over the top stuff. Watch all three of them, one after the other. But Hot Fuzz itself, Timothy Dalton's like
oh, I love that one.
So, yeah, so
Timothy Dalton is so great in that
Yeah.
movie.
slashing price.
He's so fucking great
it's
in that
fucking.
movie.
I could talk about that for an hour.
Yeah.
But real quick.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go back to Karma.
Real quick. I when I was young, I made fun of people that would yell out about their injuries.
Yeah.
Or their pain, and I made fun of people who had allergies, and now I have both. And my whole face is sore right now, and my back made me scream when waking up. So I think God's punishing me. That's
It
what
could
I,
be.
It is totally karma, and you need to
I need to repent some kind of way.
You must repent.
Stop
I,
making fun of people suffering.
I found some stretch.
Well,
honestly,
or just like something else, because like that's fun.
Yeah.
the first time I threw on my back, I still had my paper out. That's how long ago it was. So 30 years, roughly. And I found some stretches.
Saying
to
we're
do.
lagging. I don't know how.
Yeah, we are lagging.
I don't know. He's in Britain.
We are
Yeah, maybe it's your-
lagging.
Maybe it's your
lagging.
intranet.
Oh, the intranet is lagging.
No, I mean not yours, Mike. Maybe it's his because he's in Britain.
The
Oh, yeah,
stream,
yeah.
the stream, only 21.6%. We're at 60 frames.
Yeah, we're good.
I don't see how we'd be
I
lagging.
think there's something on your internet, man.
We
Yeah.
are. Yeah,
There's no sign of lagging on
No,
our end.
none.
we are.
It's a solid green
we are
box. at the bottom.
we are so unlagging.
Yeah, we don't have any kind
No.
of output.
What is the opposite
Video
of
bit rate.
lagging?
What is it?
Excelling.
I didn't want to do
excelling.
that.
We're excelling.
Video bit rate, audio bit rate.
I would just cancel. all
We're
of that right now.
rapiding, man.
I would just click that cancel button right now.
No, we're okay.
We're okay?
According to this. I just
Alright.
wanted to make sure we weren't. Yeah, 720.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No, we're fine.
we're good, man. Found some stretches I do, and you got to use the door jam to do your back stretches.
Yeah, I heard about those.
You basically just stand there and put your arms at the top, reach up as high as you can on the door jam on the outside of it, and you just lean forward,
Yeah.
and you just make sure you stretch out your back while you're doing it. And then also, oh, is YouTube being a dickhead? Sorry about that. He
So
said,
there is
"Never
no
mind,
just
bros."
ignoring it and it goes away.
No.
Okay.
The other key one is losing weight.
Ah,
So just do the stretches instead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eat what I want and stretch. That's what I'll do.
That's what you do.
So
Lots of painkillers. No, just kidding. Don't do
lots of
that.
pain. Just handfuls of them.
I recommend
relaxers.
an extremely high carb diet with lots of ice cream and cereals and and just whole milk.
Not to sound too much like a raging vegan or anything. You need to get more collagen into your body too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've had,
And the only way to do that is meat.
well, there's one guy, because I used to deliver to him.
There is marine collagen.
Yeah, it's not really the same though.
And he hasn't
Oh
seen-
yeah, but that's
he
the
has-
stuff they use for skin and everything now.
This guy that comes to my work, he hasn't seen me in years.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh man, you put on a lot of weight there, Mike." Big black guy. Like, thanks, Steve. No,
Yeah.
Steve's 400 pounds, by the way.
Oh,
So I'm like, I said, I'm just trying to catch up, man. Trying to catch up. He's like, you don't want to catch up, man.
Don't
you
catch
want
up.
to. It's not good.
is he taller?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's about 6'3", but he's still
Still 6'3", 400.
about 400 pounds. Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, huge man.
Like, but he's big. I would say, like, me, if I were like pinnacle of health, like running every day and being perfectly healthy, I'd be like 200 pounds. He would probably be like 275. He's like just big.
Just big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can afford to be fat, I think, more than I can.
But the fact that he just is like, oh, put on some weight, man.
He said you put on some weight there, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. That
Thanks
is
for
your real
negging
name.
me.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get with me, when you neg girls to get
Yeah.
into their psyche.
Yep. That's what he's doing.
Have you ever negged a girl, Alan?
I don't know what that word is.
Oh,
Okay.
so
That's-
basically, you kind of like put him down just a little bit.
You insult them a little bit, so they
Oh fuck yeah!
because they're used to getting their ass kissed. And
Fuck
then,
yeah, dude!
yeah, you
I've
gotta-
fucking totally done that shit. You call it what? Negging?
like
Nagging.
negativity.
Neg-
like, it's like
negativity. Oh,
negative
neg.
comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go to a hot chick, like you're at a party.
Yeah.
Everybody is hitting on them.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
first one to go up, like, well, your hair looks good, but those shoes.
Find
You know, that
something
kind of
Yeah, yeah. Just like, yeah.
You play off their insecurities. This
Oh,
is-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't manipulation. It's
No,
the right
I've,
thing
I've
to
been,
do.
I've been I've been the asshole.
Because they love guys that are willing to treat them like
Oh yeah,
shit.
you're getting laid. You're getting laid.
I like how they would mistake my shyness and anxiety for mysteriousness.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so quiet and mysterious. No,
Morgan!
don't touch me.
Morgan's here.
Sup, Morgan?
Also, happy birthday 2 days ago, man.
Yeah, happy
I
birthday,
told you
Morgan.
about happy birthday on the 15th.
I didn't know that even you're old now.
He is old. He's not 40 yet though.
No, he's getting there though.
He's getting near it.
It's coming.
So there's that. But
Yeah.
I mean, he is engaged with the kid, so that's automatically aged him a little bit. You might
you're
not
actually-
be
you're-
40.
You're actually 47
Yeah.
because now that you have the.
Yep. Premise Land says, I think it helps when you shout "wee."
It was an awful.
It was an
birthday.
awful birthday.
Well,
Sorry, man.
Sorry that was bad.
Yeah. You should elaborate and let us know why it was so bad.
Speaking
We
of
can use it.
engagements, Brian, you just had a 21st anniversary with your wife.
Yeah, you're
Danielle.
speaking of nagging. So
Yeah,
I just celebrated my 21st anniversary.
Did you nag your wife for
Yes,
your
sir.
dinner?
No shit. I should cook 90% of the time now. Shouldn't even come home and cook.
No.
Just working so much,
So-
making me money.
I thought about it, but I thought about putting up pictures from the wedding because all three of us were in
Oh,
'em.
please don't.
But then I was like, I'm too tired.
Yeah, don't do
I'm
it.
lazy.
Alan had frosted tips.
We were all much better
Yes,
looking.
I
though.
did.
Alan had frosted tips. My
Yes,
hair
I
looked
did.
weird.
But I wanted to be like, this was us when we were better looking.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I was 30 banging 21-year-olds.
Yeah, he was.
I was 25, I think.
Those frosted tips paid off well.
I was 24.
You weren't quite. Yeah, it would have been a couple weeks before your 25th because
Yeah.
I wasn't 24 yet.
Yeah.
So,
Blood panels with questionable problems. Dude, those blood panels are always bad.
Yeah.
That is for me.
telling you, man. I have to do it every 6 months now.
Except
so.
for when I quit drinking, it actually.
Panels, schmannels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You don't need T cells. If they're gone, so what?
You'll be all right.
Yeah, we were because Alan
Keep sucking and fucking.
and Craig wished me a happy anniversary yesterday
And
morning.
being fat gets expensive. That's right, Ted.
Best part, the worry has helped me lose weight. Positive. You
Yeah.
gotta look at the positives, man. So you do.
Yeah, when you think you're gonna die, you'll lose weight.
Yeah.
Just convince yourself at all times you're dying.
It's like if I don't lose
You
weight,
cut
I'm
the
gonna
weight.
die.
Yeah.
As you do. If you can somehow convince your doctor to say that but not mean it, like just to get it in your head, like you're gonna die if you don't lose weight, it helps. It gives you that reinforcement there. You gotta lose the weight.
All seriousness, I have cut my food back quite a bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's because I got my security camera and I can see what I look like
Oh,
going
yeah.
out of my house.
Yeah.
And I look like a fucking just. I look. I'm starting to not recognize my own body. Like, oh man, I look horrible. Got a hunchback now.
Yeah, I did that at
Look
work
like I
too.
got Cushing syndrome.
I walked up to the security guard's area, and he has all the cameras right there. So when you walk up, you can see yourself. I'm like, is that fucking me on the camera
Yeah.
there? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh man, fuck, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I have another story about him later, but we'll get into that later.
I look like bigger than a lineman. I look like
yeah,
shit.
I'm like, I look horrible.
Yeah.
I sound horrible, and I look horrible. I'll have to sign a form saying I won't sue if he misdiagnosed me. But you know what? That when I lost weight the mostest was when the doc said, "Yeah, you got to lose 40 pounds." I was like, "All right, he gave me a number."
Dude, Joseph, well, if there isn't fat people, there'd be no more mall Santas or homeless.
That is a good point.
I didn't know all the homeless were fat. You have fat homeless there?
Even here in America, they're
They
a little
are
bit-
fat here.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually they slim down though.
that's true.
Yeah.
Not so much.
It
like food, just-
depends. It depends. There's a few different types of homeless.
yeah, drinking
know.
all day, you kind of.
Yeah, but
Cuts weight.
some of them are just straight up homeless because they can't
Yeah.
get a fucking house,
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's the ones that drink, but then there's also the ones that like kind of just like don't really work and just get high and travel around and like mooch.
Yeah, mooch
Yeah.
homeless. Yeah,
They're homeless,
Oh, yeah.
but they're always really skinny
Yeah,
because they don't, they can eat like a sandwich every 3 days, as long as they get like a little bit of,
Yeah, there's different
Drugs.
there's different phenotypes of homeless. There's
Yeah.
the one that is homeless the least like amount of time is usually down and out homeless, like you lost everything. They probably had a normal life and they get back on their feet somehow,
yeah,
because people let them stay with them. Well, he'll start working again. Then there's drug homeless, which their family can't have them. No, they're just out of the picture. Can't have drugs. Then like the mooch homeless, where they might go visit a family. They can kind of bounce around a little bit.
Yeah.
People kind of take them in. I think I thought about being mooch homeless for a while.
Yeah, it's a good idea,
Why not?
actually. Why
Yeah.
not save that money?
Yeah. And
Premise Land said, them frosted tips got the tip in. Hey-o.
That's
They
it.
did.
They
Morgan
pay-
said, I play an awesome mall Spider-Man that has given up in life. The only web I sling nowadays is to Emily Willis. Okay.
what you talking about, Emily Willis?
Who the fuck's Emily Willis? Is that a chick?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's a chick.
Is it a chick?
Emily Willis. Let's see.
This
She got-
Is it a
This
biological
better not be
chick?
like that Bailey Jade something, whatever it was.
Is it a
before.
biological chick?
Oh, her. American pornographic
Oh,
actress.
okay, there we go.
I have seen her before.
Well, let's see here. It's just a weird porn name, don't you think?
Oh, she kind of looks like.
Oh, that's the one. The former adult film star who miraculously woke from a vegetative coma 2 months after suffering cardiac arrest.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he was saying her name, because he's being an edgelord like you were earlier with the once bitten, twice died.
Okay.
So it's the same thing he's doing there. I get it now.
Okay. She didn't. She fucked into the catatonic state?
Oh, I guess those drugs. Probably the drugs. Because porn.
We're porn now. Porn people don't do drugs to cope with that. No.
But anyways, yeah. So anniversary. Alan and Craig said happy anniversary, and then Alan said something about anniversary, and I said, yeah, it's also the anniversary of Elvis's death and Flight 255 crashing at Metro Airport. And I was trying to do a bit. It just sounded way too negative,
Yeah.
and I didn't really get a response
Could have
from
mixed
it.
it. And maybe the Great Power Outage.
Yeah, and the Great Power. That's what he said. He said the Great Power Outage.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and also these awesome
Yeah.
events too. And that was basically the end of the conversation.
Yeah, I originally I went happy 21st anniversary to the blackout
Yeah.
and your wedding
And your wedding.
and your nuptials.
Technically, a blackout started on the 14th.
Right.
So, but whatever.
It's
Yeah.
weekend anniversary.
Weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the picture of me dancing with Kelly. I look like it's so stiff.
Yeah. And now I because at the wedding, because Danielle's always been an Elvis fan, so I had DJ play a couple Elvis songs, and people were like, you guys play a lot of old stuff back then. I'm like, yeah, because it was the anniversary of Elvis's death. I didn't know it, remember it at that point. I just use it now, like, revisionist history.
Yeah.
Like, we did it because we're such big Elvis files.
It was the 26th anniversary.
Back then it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. 26.
Now
But
it's the 47th.
47th since Elvis died.
Yeah.
Elvis has been alive, or has been dead longer than he was alive.
Yes.
At this point.
He would
I
have
need
been
to be-
90 this year.
Need me a peanut
I
butter
believe,
nanner
right?
sandwich.
I think it would have been 89 this year.
Oh.
I think he was born in 35.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
In Tupelo, Mississippi. Anyways.
His death certificate, the amount of pills he had in him was astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
There's like 17 different types of pills.
Yep. Also, lots of marshmallow and,
And
other
peanut
stuff.
butter,
Yeah.
peanut butter and nanner sandwiches.
And deep friedness
Yeah.
in his system.
Memphis Mafia.
It was she ever see that? You ever see his cook? How she made him?
Oh, yeah.
They
she
look
does the
good.
video. She does them like a grilled
Yeah.
cheese, dude. She
No.
does them like a grilled cheese. I was like, motherfucker.
Anyone in the mood for
What's good?
bukkake? I'm always
What's up, Andrew?
in the mood for
What's up?
bukkake.
bukkake? Oh,
That's a fermented stuff you drink.
yeah,
At the
yeah,
store?
yeah,
Fermented like cabbage and stuff.
yeah.
Do you have the podcast listen on Facebook in the church category? Because I just tried scrolling and it's all Korean and evangelicals preaching. No,
Word.
we don't.
Well,
We should.
can they hear me singing bukkake?
Bukkake. Happy anniversary. Thank you.
Hope you got laid.
There was one church that I wanted to.
I got the sweet.
I'm like,
There-
I got the sweet bukkake blue.
There was
I'm
one
not
church
gonna-
I wanted to be a member of,
yeah.
and his name's Pastor Sean,
Yeah.
and he's Korean.
Yeah.
And they worship the firearm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Pastor Sean, he's doing a sermon. He's holding like doing the Charlton Heston thing. This.
Pull it from my cold.
Yeah, he was. Oh, dude, he was awesome. Pastor
Wow.
Sean, and his Korean gun club church.
Oh.
I want to be part of it.
Premise Land said to AWH Music, funny enough, I wrote a tabletop game called Bukkake Blitz.
I love it.
I must know the rules to this. game when you have a chance. You can send them to me, or you can just post them here. Whatever, it's fine. Anniversary. To answer Joseph's question, no comment.
It's your anniversary.
About getting laid, no comment. I don't talk about that stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's well. But talk about the concert.
The concert.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
We got to talk about that.
I went to a concert and at the Hill of Freedom. That's what it's called, the Hill of Freedom.
Yeah.
Um,
At the Michigan Lottery.
Michigan Lottery Amphitheater, brought to you by 313 Presents.
Yeah.
And it was a lineup of the British band Bush and the American band Candlebox and the American artist known as Jerry Cantrell and his band.
Did you know,
Basically, just call them Alice in Chains because they just sound like Alice in Chains.
did you know Bush was never big in England?
No,
No.
they weren't.
No.
No, they weren't.
They were big here.
Yeah.
No.
Gavin Rossdale.
They got bigger there later on, but they weren't like they were here.
Well,
initially.
because of that, they had they were like a Nirvana baby, kind of.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Pigeon. What do you call it? Tight cast pigeonhole.
Yeah.
Do you tell them that if they? I'm sorry, Premise Land said. Do you tell them that if they question you, then you can't go on together with suspicious minds?
But that song, "Little Things That Kill,"
Yep.
that was like that song. They played that song over and over again in the gym when I first started going to the gym.
Yeah.
Back in 1995.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was that song. It seemed like that song, and then Silverchair, Fat Boy.
Oh,
Fat
yeah, yeah,
Boy,
Tomorrow.
Like it was all that, almost that post grunge shit. It wasn't. Grunge
It was.
is already kind of sliding off a little
Yeah.
because it was, the actual good stuff was kind of going, and then like the post grunge happened.
And it's weird because because Bush is that album
Through heaven, through light.
that saw the album that Little Things came out. The album it was on 16 Stone. It's 30 years this year.
Yeah.
This is one of those 94 albums.
Yep.
That we always talk about, those vaunted 94 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best year in music ever, but probably.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I think that was the year that first Candlebox album came out too.
he said 93 yesterday.
Oh, maybe.
So how was the show? I guess.
So it may
There was
have,
four-
but maybe
there was-
they didn't get popular right away.
It wasn't. It was a slow burn.
Yeah.
Anyways, the first band was a band from Britain called Bones UK. Two chicks and their black man drummer.
Bones UK.
Bones UK. I listened to them on Spotify to try and kind of get an idea of them, and I was like, meh. And then I saw them live, and they were fucking heavy as shit, and they fucking kicked ass. That chick shredded on the guitar.
Bones UK.
Bones UK.
All right.
They're okay if you listen to them on Spotify, but I'm telling you, live, it was like, it was pretty cool.
Are you familiar with Bones UK? Do you know all the British people that ever lived, Joseph?
They were good. They probably did 5 or 6 songs. That was it, and it was their first show on the tour.
So four bands.
4 bands. It started at 6 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to see. First of all, I don't want to deal with the parking. I'm going to get there early. I didn't get there too early, but I got there just before Bones UK went on. And it was perfect because we got to our seat and we got to see them, and it was about a quarter full at that point. They came on, and it was quick. It was like they were done 20 minutes later, Candlebox. So it wasn't like you had these long waits.
No, they don't anymore because they have time frames. They got to get them out. in
And they
out.
still, even with the encores and stuff, they barely beat that 11 o'clock time.
Yeah. But even a lot of places that don't have that, I see them doing that anyway because it's like all about getting them in, getting them out.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Keeping their staffs low, the whole shot, dude, everything.
Candlebox, I only know 3 songs.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
You, Cover Me, Changes, and Far Behind. Not Left Behind, Far Behind.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was far behind. That was the cover band was Left Behind.
So I know those.
That was I said my Candlebox cover band was Left
Yeah,
Behind.
they did 10 or 11 songs.
Living Things was the opener, and Spin Doctors was
Yeah.
the fucking.
No, they did maybe 9 or 10. They didn't. I don't think they did 11, but
Damn, they
they were same thing. It sounded awesome. He was funny as shit. And he's like, how many do mushrooms out there? And they were like, everybody's like, yeah. He's like, motherfuckers don't do mushrooms. I do mushrooms every fucking day. What are you talking about, man?
That dude was like sober way back, man.
He was.
That singer, that was like that album basically. He's like that's what he wrote afterward.
The first song, because he's like, how many? He's like, let me hear from my Christians out there. I'm like, fucking shit. Give me a break. Don't tell me he's like born again or something. He's gonna tell us about this stuff. And everybody, some people were like, yeah. And he's like, it's like, how many pagans are out there? And they're like, more than half of the people were like, yeah. And he's like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh shit, okay. He's like, I was raised Roman Catholic till I was 15. Then I gave that fucking shit up. I'm like, all right. He's like, this is the first song I wrote after I got away from the religion. I was doing shrooms when I did this song, and it was Changes or something. And I was like, all right, I know the song. But I'm telling you, they tore it up. They were fucking awesome.
Fucking guitar player is so good, dude.
So good.
He's
And
so fucking good.
But him singing, he sounded almost like the album, but he was
okay.
just belting out the whole time. Nothing was half-assed. It was fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Again, I'm not going to go buy their CDs or anything. I'm not buying any gear, but they were good. Next up was, what's his name? Oh, you guys may have heard of him, Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
I never saw Alice in Chains live,
Yeah.
so it's probably closest I'll ever get.
Yep.
They killed. They were fucking awesome.
Did they play Wood?
They did Wood, they did Man in the Box, they did Rooster, and they did Them Bones. Those are the 4
Nice.
Alice in Chains songs they get. I only
Did
know.
he sing them all?
No, Greg Machado.
Oh. That's just somebody in his solo band, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh.
He's got a chick keyboardist too.
Mm.
She's pretty good looking. Green hair, but she's pretty good
Nice.
looking. They fucking rocked. They
Nice.
rocked
Green
so
hair.
hard, and like you could tell the difference. Like his solo stuff, everybody's like, "Yeah, it's awesome," and then they do the covers, like because it also went dark, and then they just did that opening to Them Bones, that you know that,
Yeah.
and everybody just lost it. I was like, "Oh, it's fucking awesome." They killed. He did the solos and stuff. He was awesome.
I like some of his solo stuff, but some of it's really bland. It's very bland.
There's probably 3 songs in a row that sounded almost identical.
Well, because
But they also sound like Alice in Chains songs.
right. So Jerry's half the vocals.
Yeah.
Of Alice in Chains. He really is half the vocals.
Absolutely.
So like
But that's what he did with his solo stuff too. It's the same thing. It's him and the other guy.
I always think about like Richie Sambora was the same fucking way, dude.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, okay, some of the songs are really good, and then some of them are just really dull.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, because he sings that same way all the time. So like,
Yep.
I don't know. He's
They
a
were all-
guitar player, not the front man.
They
you
were
know?
they were and actually there were songs where it was just him doing backing vocals.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
But I listened to some of the stuff the week leading up to it because I knew Cut You In
Yeah.
and a couple
There's
one
some
or two
good
of,
shit by him, dude.
but Cut You In's old.
Yeah, Boggy Depot. That's first album.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was still
That's 20-some
That-
years
yeah,
old.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So
he
I knew
did
that
in
song.
90.
Alice in Chains was still a band when he did that. Like Lane was still alive.
Lane was still alive. It was 99, I believe.
I think so.
Somewhere around there.
So I knew that song. I knew one other one, and then but some of the new ones I didn't know, like Atone and I knew Siren Song. I'd heard that, but I listened to most of. Basically, what I did was I looked up his set list from the last like 3 weeks on this tour and kind of figured out what songs he maybe was going to play.
The one
And I listened
girl
to
in
those.
the one girl in Bones UK is really cute.
Yeah, she was.
I did see her.
I think she's the bass player. Dark hair.
Yeah, she's got nice full lips.
The premise land follows the great god King Cthulhu.
Now their top song here on Apple Music
Yeah.
is something they did for League of Legends.
Oh yeah,
video
that's
game.
right. They did a song for League of Legends.
So
And that's why I looked them up. But so anyways, the Jerry Cantrell stuff I looked up. I listened to the solo ones I didn't know, and I looked up the set list to kind of figure out what he was going to play or what kind of combination of. I was really hoping he would do like, he does the basic ones when he does the Alice in Chains ones. He does those 4. He might switch it up, and I think someone said he had. I can't remember what song it was. I'll have to look up the set list. But I was hoping he'd do something awesome. He just did the same one, but they were great. They all sounded
that's
just
fan
like
service. It's what they want.
they just sounded like Alice in Chains,
Yeah.
and it was perfect.
And you said he did Wood,
Wood, Rooster, Them Bones, and
Man in the Box.
Man in the Box.
Yeah. So I mean, he played all the shit off their main.
Yeah.
I mean, Facelift's one of the greatest albums, but Dirt is the
The biggest.
Dirt. No, Dirt. Dirt's
Yeah.
like perfection.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to. I mean, like Andrew, same thing. We talked about it. Me and him were driving. He was playing it. He was dropping me off. We were talking about how great it is from the minute you put it on to the minute
Oh
it
yeah,
shuts
absolutely.
off.
I thought he did another song at one of the places, and I can't remember which one it was. Man in the Box, Rooster. Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to look up the. Oh, he did No Excuses a couple.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe he was going to do that. He didn't. But killed. It was from beginning to end. Everybody was into it. When he did the 4 Alice in Chains songs, people lost their fucking minds. But they're probably, I mean, there was a lot of young people. There was a lot of young people there. Like, surprisingly, a lot of young people.
And were they like really into it?
They were into, yeah, they were into, everybody was into everything.
Okay.
Really.
Well, because I've been to a number of concerts since last year.
Yeah.
Like 5 of them. And like, the young people they didn't seem to be like into the group. 'Cause, like, they didn't know the music.
It's what it was. I think a lot of them came with their parents to see Bush.
This is probably, yeah.
Probably right.
Yep.
There's a pit.
Was there
area.
really?
No, there's a pit area.
Okay.
There was no pit going on in this pit area. Candlebox
Them
didn't have
Bones would have been like the only song you could mosh to.
it was, yeah, and that was one they probably would have too, because when they cut into that, it was just fucking awesome. Somebody passed out in the pit during Candlebox, and he stopped. They were playing You at that point, and he stopped, and he's like, "All right," and we're like, "What's he doing? Is he pointing some guy out?" And it stopped for like 5 minutes, and they kept on playing like playing the music the whole time. But he got the guy out. He helped to showed the paramedics where the guy was. They got him in a wheelchair. They got him out. He probably just overheated and also drank too much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because there's
so
clearly not enough of a pit to make somebody pass the fuck out.
by Candlebox, it was almost completely full. They
Imagine
were
how much
packed
he's
in
gonna
there.
get shit on. Like,
Dude,
I got
like,
carted off during fucking Candlebox.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
man, if I'm his friend,
Not
he's
Cannibal
never
Corpse, Candlebox. Candlebox.
if he's my friend, he's never living that down.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
And it was like near the end of
And
their
if it
set,
was
too.
me, I would expect the same.
I'd be like, "Hey, bud, you want to go see some wild shit? Let's go to Sponge. Don't pass out
Yeah.
at Sponge."
Oh, yeah.
I want to go see Sponge.
Yeah. So do
I mean, I like
wanna see him
Sponge, but I'm
again.
just saying that it's not.
Yeah, I know.
It's not
like
where you go for
you're
that.
like, oh yeah, pit.
Hey, man.
I mean, shit.
Hey, man, I heard that you passed out at Huey Lewis.
Yeah,
I like MGMT, but you don't pass out at that show.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the pit.
Yeah.
Okay?
But really, it was just a pit area in terms of you're in the pit area and you paid a lot of money to be that close to the stage.
Right.
But there's no pit going on.
Yeah.
Our seats were good. Like, you know, when you walk up and you have to come up that ramp and then you walk up the main walkway that goes through the middle of the seats at Freedom Hill.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
So it's like the pit, then all the seats that
haven't-
go up, and then
now,
the first
is it all
walkway.
pretty much the same as it's always been?
Yeah.
Yes,
So if you know
I
where
do
the stage, the pit, then all the premium seats, and then it
Right,
comes
right,
up.
right.
The first break in the seats, which is the first main
Yep,
walkway,
yep.
we were just up from that.
Oh, that's good.
yeah, we had really good.
And you're
seats.
like what mid like in the middle?
as
Like,
close. I was trying to get for the middle. Our row would have been the middle, behind mixing. That was
Okay.
gone already. So I went to the other end. So I was still 2 sections from the far end, but
That's
it wasn't
okay.
quite mid. It was. We could see everything.
well,
perfectly.
the picture you sent of the Candlebox, I mean, it looked like a pretty good seat
Yeah, no, it was
where
great.
we were at. So
My I need to clean my camera, but other than that. Anyways, they were good. Jerry Cantrell was great.
we haven't even got to Bush.
The lady, there was these 2 people showed up late. Of course, we're sitting on the end, so Danielle's on the end. I'm next to her, and I'm thinking, and the 2 people next to me had not shown up. So I'm thinking, I got all kinds of space. This is awesome. And then they show up after Candlebox, just before Jerry Cantrell goes on. They're like, "Hey, when's Candlebox going on?" I'm like, you missed them. They're on like half an hour ago. And he's like, "Fuck." This dude showed up to sit in the seat next to me, and I am not exaggerating. He's bigger than Paige. He's like, he's as tall as like, our friend Paige, but heavier. He's like 6'7" and like 340 pounds. This dude, and he sits next to me. So we're sitting next to each other in our seats. I was like, oh God.
No, God.
And then when Jerry Cantrell, I was standing up the whole time, but when the first cover came on, which I think was Man in the Box, is the first one he did. Anyways, that came on. Everybody else stood up, and then all of a sudden this guy sat down. I'm like, what's he sitting down for? Fucking, it's Alice in Chains, so he could light up his joint immediately next to me, like inches away
right
from
away,
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. And him and his wife smoking it. They're sitting there like hiding behind everybody to smoke because they didn't want anybody to see him. He wasn't vaping. He had a fucking joint.
Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch. And I should have known better because he's wearing a Grateful Dead shirt.
Oh
I
God.
should have known. Anyways,
You
Dang you.
put them all into camps.
so by the time Jerry Cantrell was done, he was sitting there and he nudges me all of a sudden. He's like, "Hey, can you go get that lady right now? Something's wrong with my wife." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, something's wrong. She's unresponsive." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So I went down there, got the people, had them call paramedics. I'm thinking, I don't know what the fuck they smoked, but if I inhaled that shit, I'm going to hit this guy with the fucking seat. I swear to
Yeah.
God. I'm going to like they're smoking like angel dust next to me. I'm like, I'm somehow going to get infected by it.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna catch.
I'm going to end up like
the-
Helen Hunt jumping out of a fucking
You're
window.
gonna catch the THC.
Yeah. Anyways, so basically she just passed out. They revived her. I'm thinking, oh, my seats are open. I'm finally getting more space. And
No.
she was like, no, I'm good. And they stayed. I'm like, shit. So
What the fuck?
paramedics, they had the one lady at the bottom.
Oh, my
They had
God.
another lady come up. They had three security come up.
Even a
and they
medical
had
incident
three
doesn't get rid of her.
paramedics. And they basically, gave her some water, did some stuff. She's like, no, I'm okay. Like, you just passed out. Why aren't they taking her to check her out?
Whoa.
You guys should go. They took her name down and everything because she basically it sounded like she refused any further medical service. So they wrote down her name and everything, so they knew if something happened. Well,
Yeah.
she refused service.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, there's something
and that was just before Bush. And then all of a sudden, Bush came on, and I found out Amanda and her friend were down by the stage, which shocked me that they were
Yeah,
there.
Amanda goes to every concert ever.
They must have waited till just before, and they got.
That sounded like you were really shocked.
Oh, I was complete. Craig said something, but he didn't say anything like that. He's like, "Yeah, Amanda's there," and we're like, "Oh no, you're kidding." Because Amanda,
Yeah.
she loves her concerts.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
That's
she
cool.
she kind of waits and gets some tickets.
She probably got there just before it went on.
Yeah.
Probably paid less than I did for better seats.
What by the way, what were seats? How much were they for?
Ours ended up being with because they add the parking fee onto every seat.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was like 70 something a seat.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think with the
You
tax.
saw
and-
4 bands for under $100.
Yeah, between the two of us, it was like $180.
Okay.
So something like that. No, I'm sorry, $160. Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
No.
And I had bought them a little while ago, but I wish I would have got them sooner because I could have gotten further down the row. I don't like
Yeah.
sitting in the middle of the row. I want to sit at either end.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but she probably got her seats down right by the stage, like literally, like the stage is
For
Mike's
probably
window.
less than you paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she probably wanted to get Gavin Sweat on her. I get it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Anyways,
Joe Nuts, Counting Benji.
this is Jay.
Which Jay? We know so many.
So then Bush came on, and they have they set up their stage, and everybody had like a little thing, like Alice in Chains had lights, so everything, with the song and everything. And then when their thing came out, Bush set up a stage on the stage. It had stairs going up with a big drum riser. The drummers on this. There's only 2 original guys in the band. Also, I don't know if you guys knew.
There's 2.
Gavin and other guy. I can't remember which one. If it was a guitarist or the bass player. One of them.
Because I swore at one time there was only Gavin.
I think one of them came back.
I was gonna say it had to be because I'm pretty sure because he started. Remember he did like an album that was kind of I don't want to say it was industrial, but it was definitely different than what they had done.
No, they definitely did because
and
Chemicals
he had
Between Us and
he
stuff
had
like-
completely different members of the band.
Yeah.
during that
I
album.
I feel like one of the guys still was like I don't know if he came back. I'll look it up again. But the drummer, I will not play his games with
Oh.
you. Al, I need you to edge me.
oh, that's Jay.
Oh, you just made me say that out loud. Now it sounds like I want my brother to edge me. Thanks a
Jay.
lot, Jay.
Yeah.
That's
anyways.
Totally got you.
You got me.
Joe Nuts. Counting
They have
Benji.
their stage is so they come out. They set up their amps, which they have like 4 Mesa Boogie cabinets each with their Ampeg heads and whatever. They got these really nice cabinets. They're nicer than anything I've ever seen in my life. And then the stage, and it's got lights, and then the stairs, so the drummer's up here and everything. And they were great. I haven't heard a lot of their. I mean, I knew the hits. They start up with the Everything Zen and I can't remember the next song, but anyways, they play a couple hits. And they play-
Glistening.
that was
Glycerine.
that was that.
Oh, wait, did they cut? Come down.
Well, that's one I was waiting for. Come Down was part of the encore. Come Down's my favorite one because that fucking bass line is to me great.
There could have been a pit during Little Things. maybe.
But they Gavin is going to be 60 years old coming up. I think this year, maybe next year. He's in better shape now than he was. Like if you remember seeing him at like Wood Rape Stock, I should say.
Yeah.
And he's in better shape now. Like he's got abs, he's got side abs and shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
come on,
yeah.
fuck you,
He's
fucking guy.
he's shredded like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude.
Rick Springfield was like that. Remember
He's-
that?
He was sweating all over the place.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
running all over the place. He went into the crowd, ran all the way. He went through all of Freedom Hill. Like he was up on by the lawn
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Andrew's rape triangle.
Andrew's Rape Triangle. But they played some new stuff. I don't know any of their new stuff, like stuff from like the last 5-10 years. I'm like, I don't know any of this stuff. Bush got heavier as they got older. Like their music is heavier now than it was then.
Go there with blast beats.
Not quite that bad,
No,
but their drummer's like this. I would if they said their drummer was 35, I'd be surprised he's that old. But he was all over the kit. He was fucking insane. The guitar's ripped. The bass player, he played bass.
Yeah,
he was good though.
Yeah,
but he went all the way through the crowd, and everybody was loving it. They were into it, and he came back on stage, and he said he's trying to be like,
Did he go, everybody wants me?
no, he didn't say that.
Okay.
But he was like, he said, it's like, man, this is like a fucking South America crowd tonight, like Buenos fucking Aires. And I'm like, yeah, it is kind of wild. You know how they always had those crowds? They're always like, oh, everybody, 100,000 people all up at the same time.
Oh, people were doing that.
I don't. They were everybody.
The YYZ.
Yeah, everybody was into it, but I mean, I guess he enjoyed it. But he walked around. He was literally, he went all the way up to the lawn. He came by. He was about 10 feet away from us. Walked by, came up the other way, went up by the lawn, went back down the entire place. So I'm sure the women love that because most
All the ladies want me.
Yeah.
Got a hell of a freaking wireless sensor.
Yeah,
There's
it was
guitar.
insane. It played a whole song through it. One of the newer songs that nobody knew, but some people knew. Some people were singing along to every song. I honestly, post 2002, I don't know any of their songs.
I don't know any music post 2002. So
Yeah,
be
I
fair.
know the first and this because the first
I
two
died on
albums,
9/11.
I don't know anything past 1978.
every 16 Stone and Razorblade Suitcase. I know most of the songs off of, which is the first two albums. Third one would think was one with Chemicals Between Us. I kind of know that. After that, no. But I'm telling you, I listened to some of their stuff afterwards. It's the heaviest stuff they've ever done. I don't know why they all of a sudden went heavier, but it's different for them. But one guy on the internet, and I don't necessarily agree with him, but he said listening to the newer stuff and their older stuff, and people were saying, he's like, why is he playing on a grunge bill with Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox? They're calling Candlebox grunge. Which, I mean, they're from Seattle.
Yeah,
They are.
So he's like, they're like, why are they on that bill? And he's like, I saw the show, and I'm telling you, Bush sounds more grunge now than they ever did.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I guess so. But
and they're not that far off. They were post grunge.
They really weren't even post. They were fucking. They can't.
They
that
were in the
album
middle
came out
of it.
in '94.
Yeah, but they were they were called.
Yeah, for some
Yeah.
reason they called them post grunge, but I'm like, really? They're not.
No, they were in the middle of
That
it
album came out
with it.
a month after Kurt died, or 2 months after Kurt
yeah,
died.
it was right there. Yeah, 30 years.
So I mean, like, I mean,
They were like you said though. They're in. That bill's fine.
yeah, that is
I don't think
perfect.
I don't know
yeah.
how anyone on earth would think, why is Cantrell and Bush on this?
That's a perfectly fine.
That's
yeah.
a fine billing.
Yeah.
Cantrell even said that he's like I've been loving every minute of this tour.
Yeah.
So he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Bush guy said same thing. Gavin said same thing. Candlebox.
I mean, whether whether you're a fan of the band or not,
Even if,
the way they set that up, that's a dude, for what you paid for a show.
everything, yeah. I
For
was
what you
entertained
paid for a show.
I was entertained for almost 5 hours.
Yeah.
It was fine. Me and him, that album came out when I was 14, he was 15. Where it's probably more in our wheelhouse. You were a little bit older and you were listening to other stuff.
Right.
But the songs, some of the songs.
Right.
You could have went there and with the energy and the way they're performing and the show itself, you'd been fucking entertained.
Yeah.
Just by the 4 or 5 songs you might have known they played.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good. It was a very good show. I was very happy with it.
Did Bones UK have the hot British chick accent?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
And then when she sang, she kind of had it was like a raspy voice.
Yeah.
Man, I thought of who she sounded like last night, and I can't think of it now. But it was hot. Like if she whispered stuff or she said stuff to you in the middles of passion, in the throes of passion, you would cream right away.
I'm going to play with your Willie,
or the
Michael.
middles of passion.
Middles and ends,
Throws, middles,
pre-throws.
pre,
But
bukkake.
it was a lot.
One of their songs.
There's some industrial with it too. Yeah.
I kind of like it. That's a little Trent
All the way.
Reznor.
Yeah.
That's a little 9 Inch Nailsy.
That reeks sex.
It was. I enjoyed it.
They're kind of like a garbage song.
Yeah. And I'm telling you,
there's a little bit of Shirley Manson.
The
over there.
guitar chick, the blonde, she fucking shredded, man. She was awesome. She was amazing.
That song was
liked it a
beautiful
lot.
was boring.
I couldn't see I had to say this too. I couldn't see the Bush guitars that clearly because there was a spotlight on him, but there wasn't as many spotlights on him as there was on Gavin. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But he was wearing a fucking like almost a cowboy hat, but like a nerdy cowboy hat. It's hard, like a Pharrell from the rapper Pharrell. He wears those stupid hats.
Yeah.
He was wearing like
Oh.
a smaller version of one of those,
Oh.
and he had a beard. But I swear to God, I have to look him up. But just from my viewpoint, he looked like one of the Duck Dynasty guys, Jace, who's the younger brother. I kept on thinking it was him playing guitar because he's wearing like a denim shirt and stuff. I'm like, is that Jace from Duck Dynasty? Because he did look like him. But anyways, that's my point. I just want to say.
Yeah, like I think that guitar player's been in the band longest besides.
He's been in there a while, and he killed. I mean, he was awesome. It was literally there was 4 great guitarists there because Candlebox guitars is great.
Yeah, he's
That chick ripped.
Yeah,
Cantrell. Even actually the other guitarists there on stage played a solo too during the Cantrell set.
Oh yeah,
And then the Bush guitars.
yeah.
Shredded. And then Gavin pretended he could play guitar really well.
Did he do glycerine?
He did. It was one of the encores.
He just did.
I just wanted to see
guitar.
Come Down. That's my favorite one, only because I love the bass line too.
I love glycerine, dude. I don't care what anyone says.
But
Oh yeah, that do 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 do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was a really good show.
You gotta listen to 16 Stone later.
We had a couple people. I would listen to both the first two. That one, Razor Blade Suitcase. They're both decent albums. Swallowed's on the second album.
Yeah, I think
That was the only thing that pissed me off. They played Swallow.
That's a good song too.
But they did somebody did a remix version of it. Like it was more of an industrial thing.
Yeah.
Some remix guy called Glue, GLU.
Oh.
He did it, and they played that, and the other guys took a break, and Gavin just sang the vocals over that. There was no guitar, which sucks because that
That
has some-
guitar is like fucking crunchy, man.
I'm telling you, man, it pissed me off.
I think "Come Down's the song that it was playing when I had a panic attack at the gym because I had pre-workout.
Yeah, probably.
And I sprinted out the back.
It was that won all kinds of MTV Music Video Awards that year. Glycerine did too, but it's
Yeah, I could feel the heat hitting my face.
yeah the bass line.
I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go. The walls were closing in on me
Panic.
during that song.
I just love that bass line. That's all.
It is a great bass.
But it killed. It's good stuff. He's but he man sweated like crazy all over the fucking place. You could even from where we were, you could see it dripping onto the stage off of him. It's like, but he was like running around the whole time, dancing. Rad rum. Are you tickling someone's taint?
I don't know what that means.
Taint? You know what a taint is?
Yeah, but what's my taint tickler?
Why is Jay
All right,
spamming
you're being lame now.
B?
We're talking
I
about
think
cool
he tried to do
shit.
Control V. Missed Control.
Control V.
Hit
That's
copy,
cool. The concert was good.
Copy and paste.
Yeah. So yeah, and the price really wasn't bad.
I
at
didn't think it
all.
was bad. I didn't get any gear. My wife got a shirt.
Yeah.
She got a Bush shirt.
Yeah. It's cool, but if you don't,
I thought about getting a Cantrell shirt, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. I like him. I love Cantrell.
Yeah.
And I love Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
But his solo stuff isn't like my favorite. It was good.
Yeah, but I don't need a Jerry Cantrell
I don't
shirt.
need, and it's just his face, and it says "I Want Blood" because that's the whole. I think that's the name of the album. Or something.
Yeah.
It was good. And I had a good time, but yeah, I'm not buying a Jerry Cantrell thing.
If anything, I probably would have bought a Bones UK.
You know what? And I didn't even see that stuff till we're on our way out, and the way they had the tent set up was like Candlebox, Bush, Jerry Cantrell. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And we're walking back, and I see like the tent, like they have all the stuff on the back, and all of a sudden the sidewall here is like Bones UK,
Dang.
like 3 things. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But there's so
Yeah.
many people where like You don't
I always
wear,
like to support the up and comers.
well, you don't wear the shirt of the band you're going to see, right?
Yeah.
That's always been the rule.
Yeah.
And there's some people in Bush stuff. There's some people in Candle. There's actually a lot of people in Candlebox stuff, surprisingly. And it wasn't
That
stuff.
does-
It wasn't stuff they got there. It was older stuff.
It really doesn't surprise me because they were a chick band.
No, they were.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that guy did not. He just belted out. He did not half-ass anything. He just. They were actually good, and I was like, I just remember Nick years ago telling us that, and you don't think Nick being a Candlebox fan. He's like, I'm not back, especially 20 years ago. Nick,
Yeah.
Candlebox. He said that he's like,
He was all into
He
Deicide
thought-
back then.
he thought Candlebox was going to be the big one. He said the songwriting
Yeah.
was really good.
Right.
They had great guitar,
The
good music.
great musicians.
Great
period.
musicians.
Yeah.
They had a good look. He said, I thought they were going to be big. The problem was they fucking hated each other.
Oh.
By the end, they couldn't do it. And I was like, see, infighting, man. But Nick was convinced they were going to be huge.
Yeah.
And they were big,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
I
but,
love
like,
you. You was one of
They
a
did
great song.
they did the second album and it didn't do much.
No.
And they and that was it. Like they tried to like they did it like I remember them releasing a single like on a third album or maybe even might have even been a fourth album or something. Who
Yeah.
knows by then. But I just remember hearing it going, ooh, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I don't even know. That doesn't sound like they tried to like change
Yeah.
their style or something almost.
Well, you know, they were supposed to be done last year, 30 years and done. So the first album was 93, 2023 was it.
They said they were going to
they were
retire.
on their farewell tour.
Oh.
And I don't know what happened. All of a sudden they're on this and it says at the top.
Wow.
It's like,
I mean, they're young still. Those guys were young when they started.
yeah, I mean, they were, but it's just said it now at the top of the banner says a little bit longer farewell tour.
Oh.
So they're just going to keep going till, whatever.
I'm assuming they don't hate each other anymore.
They seem to get along, you know. They're
Yeah,
older
they
now.
chill out when you get old.
You know.
But they're all like my age. They're not much older.
They're,
than
yeah,
me.
they're not old. Not at all.
No.
They're not Gavin old. Not Jerry Cantrell old. You know.
No, they're not up that level of old.
But of all of them, what's the name? Kevin Martin.
Yeah.
Kevin Martin sounded the most like the album sounded. Bush sounded good. Cantrell sounded okay.
Yeah, but
He sounded like the fucking album almost the entire time.
Gavin's voice is like not really melodic. It's more, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to do that growly
It's
thing.
easier to do because like Candlebox, like his is probably got more
He's got more range.
melodic to it
Yeah.
too. So
I love George Bush. No, we're
Oh,
not talking about that Bush.
He's 55. The guy from Candlebox.
okay, so they're a few years older than me.
Yeah.
I am 51, so
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
true.
that much older than me.
But no, it was good. I had a good time. Parking lot fucking sucked. On the way out, so I just sat there. We sat in the car for half an hour before we moved.
Before you even tried.
I didn't even try. I saw a drunk driving arrest in the parking lot.
Nice.
Guy didn't even make it out.
Didn't even make it out. Him and this guy and a person got into what I later when I drove by I found it was a fender bender in the parking lot, and there were sheriffs there because they have police and they also have Macomb County sheriffs doing the.
Oh, absolutely.
And nope, that guy got a DUI arrest in the parking lot. No joke. One other guy I thought was going to get arrested because he went up on the hill. So at the back end of the parking lot, there's a hill that looks down into the river.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to walk to the top of the hill and piss. And he was up there for like 5 minutes straight, just standing there. Finally, a cop walked up and started flashing a light at him. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy's getting busted for
You're
indecent
gonna end up
exposure.
on the list.
He didn't. Luckily, the cop's like, it's like, gonna piss in a lot. Do it behind your car where no one can see you. Open the door and just do it. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, don't
Don't do it on top of a fucking hill.
don't do a list pee.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
And that's the thing where he was driving because there's supposed to be 2 lanes of traffic leaving the thing. One goes down the middle, one goes the outside, and they converge near the bottom, And this guy did it at the top of the hill where all the cars are driving by. So anybody with kids in the car. Now, my other favorite thing about concerts, I don't know about you guys, is people watching.
Oh,
Well, they're the best.
Oh, it's the best.
place to do it.
So we did a lot of it. Didn't see one person I knew at the show. Not one person.
He's the only guy that's original in Candlebox.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, fucking shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought they were all still together.
I did too.
Oh.
I didn't
Well,
bother looking at it.
that's why they get along. They're not.
Yeah, that's why they
together.
get and he's retiring, so
They're
he's just
gone.
retiring his
Well,
band.
have
He's
they-
not making the rest of them retire.
They might
These
not
are
be
just-
original, but are they like, have they been there a while or are they all new?
A couple of them have been there a little bit, but yeah, like so they were together like 10 years, and then they weren't together for 6 years
Okay.
at all from like 2000 2006.
Huh.
And then he started the band back up, and then the guitar player came back and came back to the band for a little while and did a couple one-off reunions, but no, mostly they've all been like probably like I think the most recent was a drummer, and it looks like they went through a few drummers.
Okay. Well, they rocked.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was a lot of people watching. There were so many kids under, I would have to say under 15. There's a bunch of kids
Oh
there
yeah.
Really?
with
Yeah.
their parents.
That
One lady,
that kind of doesn't surprise me because they're taking their kids to shows.
no,
and,
yeah, and it was fine. It's not, there's nothing, there was some cursing. They said some, whatever.
Yeah, but
No,
whatever.
no one fucking cares
I mean,
anymore.
does that even? Yeah,
That doesn't
even
matter
matter
anymore.
anymore. I mean, you can watch people get their fucking skulls caved in other countries.
Yeah.
You can watch cartel murders.
Yeah,
All of it.
beheadings.
There was one lady who you could tell that she was an old concert pro. This lady had gone to concerts.
Right.
She may have been a groupie. But she was tall and she was still in relatively good shape, but she's probably into her 50s now. Wearing the tight ass like leather pants and then like not leather but with something else, halter top type thing with her hair like all done up and stuff, boobs half hanging out.
So
and
tight.
she's dragging her like 7 and 8 year old daughter and son around.
Oh, those are
Wow.
grandkids.
No, they're
No?
not. These were her kids.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure these were her kids. I mean, not like walking with them. Like she literally wouldn't let go of their hand. She was dragging them around to everywhere she went.
So she didn't look grandma old. She looked just.
No, she looked like there's just smiles. Yeah, but she maybe she could be a grandma, but I'm saying these were probably her not quite teen kids. These were preteen kids. And she's dragged them everywhere. She would not let them go anywhere by themselves. Her heels, like 6-inch heels and stuff. There was a lady who had a shirt on who wasn't exposing top boob or under boob. She was exposing mid boob.
Oh wow.
Nipple boob?
Just mid boob. So this area here, these were covered, but this part was uncovered.
Oh.
So when she walked by, you could see this boob or this boob, most of it. But it's the one you don't want wearing that shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
She walked by about 12 times. So we saw a lot of her.
Poor chickie.
There was some good-looking women. There was one in front of me, and I'm not joking. And of course, she was with a guy who's like, this guy is probably younger than me, a few years, but he's got a sharp, chiseled chin, the stubble. He works out, but he's wearing like the shorts with the the boat shoes and stuff like they all wear now. That that look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was wearing just this red dress, and it was she looked good. She looked good.
That's a great
she-
song.
and I
Red
didn't,
Dress.
and I didn't see her face until later on. But then she started drinking more, and she was kind of like dry humping him a little bit during Bush. But she looked like, and I'm not exaggerating, she looked like Bobby Brown, cherry pie Bobby Brown.
Oh, yeah.
In the face. She had Bobby Brown face.
Nice.
Wow.
She was good looking. She was really good looking. I didn't say that in front of my wife, though.
No. no.
But she was good looking. And then I look over, I like nudge her and point over there, and she's like, "Are they dry humping?" I'm like, "They sure are dry humping."
Yeah, she was getting moist.
She was, yeah, because they're drinking like 22-ounce cans of like Limerita and shit. And they're probably on their 5th one by the time Bush started. And they weren't even there the whole show. They didn't show up till Jerry Cantrell. So they had like 5 in about an hour, and she was feeling it.
She's going all up in her. Oh, I want you to fuck me. Fuck me.
Fuck me like Gavin Rossdale.
I want you to glycerine me with cum.
So, there was some girls wearing some booty shorts, some short skirts. Then some of these kids who were like 14 or 15-year-old boys probably went through puberty that night, watching them. We'll go up the stairs and seeing up their skirts and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a quite a diverse crowd. There was a guy, I'm not joking, dressed up in like a Ray Lewis 2000 jersey from this black guy, skinny black guy, not too short, but he's kind of short. But he's wearing that. He had the longer shorts and his socks all the way almost up to his knees and stuff. And he had like the do-rag tied around his head, but like, you know, where the knot is at the front and like it's like sticking up a little bit with the tails of the knot. And he was doing like the Snoop Dogg Crip dance during Jerry Cantrell, like walking down the aisleway and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And then his buddy came walking by.
So I'm gonna fucking go off when they play them bones, man.
Yeah. And he was just doing that the whole time. And his buddy's walking with him. His buddy is like white as can be. But he looked like he was, no offense to anybody who's recovering, a recovering drug addict guy. You know, I can't think of the is it Live Right that's over there on Gratiot now?
Uh-huh.
He looked like he came from Live Right. And
Might
he's walking
have.
through, and during in between songs or in between sets, he's walking by and he's singing like he's like doing like that kind of like the Crip Walk type thing, but he's doing like doing his hands up in the air and stuff, like a 90s rap video and stuff. Like this is how we do it. But he's singing like Christian songs while he's doing it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? He's like, God saves and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know that. That's not a Jerry Cantrell song.
It's not a Cantrell song,
It's not,
sir.
it's not Jerry Cantrell.
That's not on the album.
Which
Yeah.
album's that off of, man? It was quite an electric. Oh, and there was one guy who had had his vest on. I don't know if it was an actual gang or like one he had made for shows, but like, you know, his what do you call it? His biker vest. You know, what is a term for it?
His cuts.
His cut.
His colors.
His colors, that thing. And it said
He's wearing his.
but it said Slatanic Wehrmacht.
Oh,
on the
that's
back.
fucking Slayer, dude.
Okay, there's a Slayer
Yeah,
one.
Slatanic Wehrmacht.
I'm like, and I thought so, and I said it because it's typed like Slayer, and I said,
yeah,
that, I'm
that's
like,
old, dude.
and I'm like-
that's like 83 fucking Slayer, dude.
well, I pointed out,
That's-
and I'm like,
Yeah, it's haunting the chapel.
I'm
Fuck
like,
yeah, it
whatever.
is.
and I walked by him, I'm like, and I said to Danielle, I'm like, does he know he's at a Bush show?
So it's the
Somebody
closest
not
thing
tell
you could get.
I mean, and then Jerry can't. He's probably there to see Cantrell, obviously.
Probably.
Yeah, there was a lot of Alice in Chains shirts there, and when you walk through the parking lot, there's people tailgating at fucking Freedom Hill. And
Yeah.
most of what you heard in the crowd was the Alice in Chains stuff. As you got closer, there was a little bit more of the Bush, but it was a good time. Everybody had a good time. No fights that I saw at the show. Some fights in the parking lot afterwards because
The
people
alcohol's
drive like
fully in there.
Well,
yeah.
People drive
you know,
like shit.
It's Bush against, you know,
no, it was like people who went there together fighting against
Bush
each other.
fans
Yeah.
against
There was a-
Candlebox fans
there was a-
against
was
Cantrell
Probably the
fans.
dry humping couple.
No, I didn't see them again after the dry humping.
Fighting.
Once they were done, they left.
You do a line, I do a line.
But there was a truck parked for like 5 spots down from us, and they were tailgating when we got there, and they were tailgating afterwards too. And there was a lady who you just like the way she was reacting to everything the other people said. You looked at her like she's the drama of the group right there.
Mhm.
And sure enough, it got to the point where like she walked away, and the guys chased after her. He's like Jen, and he like chased after her, caught up with her, got her back, and then they were you know talking away from everybody a little bit, and then they start walking the opposite way, and the guy's like, "Hey, bro, we're getting ready to leave," and he's like, "Do you want us to wait for you?" He's like, "No, we'll catch a ride with somebody else. We'll hitch a ride or something." He's like, "So you sure? We're going to Baraboo to eat."
Baraboo.
It's like no, and then he starts running. He's like Jen, and she's always right ahead. She's not listening, doing the thing. I never saw that couple again.
No.
And the people in the truck were still there when we left. So I don't know what happened to Dude and Jen at all. But
Jen,
the
where
one
are you?
guy, the one guy who was pissing on the hill was part of that group, and he was calling back, and he's like yelling after her. He's like, Jen, we're going to Baraboo right after this. Come on. Trying to talk her into it.
The drunk stuff is so great.
It's Baraboo.
It's a good place.
And I'm thinking, I don't even think Baraboo is even open at this point. It's like 11 something. I don't know how their hours are now.
Oh no, they're straight up. Well, I mean, as far as I know, they're a straight up bar. They always closed at 2 a.m.
No, they were still open. We drove by afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was fun.
Let's go get a sandwich.
I pulled-
Baraboo.
Long story short,
I pulled some
45 minutes later, my concert review. It was good.
I pulled tail like a motherfucker during them frosted tip days out of Baraboo.
I bet you did.
Jesus Christ. I met a lot of women in that place.
That makes one of us.
There in the Roost.
The Roost.
The Roost.
Rogers Roost.
Yep. And then
Oh, I saw Denethor there. I forgot to tell you guys that. From Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah,
There
yeah.
was-
You
there
sent
was
me a picture.
There was a guy with that haircut.
You
I'm
sent me
not
a
even
picture.
joking.
You said that.
I waited and waited and waited for him to walk back by so I could take a picture of his
Lord
hair.
Denethor was there.
His hair wasn't as long, but like the middle part and it was like slicked down the middle, but it was like longer on the sides. It was literally a shorter version of Denethor's hair. And I could not time it. He did not walk back by me again. The next time I saw him was like everybody in the mad rush to get out, and I didn't have a chance to take a picture of him. Drove me nuts because I wanted it real bad.
My line has ended.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
You could say that when he's going to the bathroom. The line has ended.
Oh, I thought I would see like Rich there because Rich seems to go to every show. I don't know if he still does anymore or not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
There was a guy.
But those aren't the type of shows he really went to.
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
sure but it was a show.
Yeah.
I thought for sure I was going to see Paige there. No, I didn't see him unless he was in the back, and I didn't see him. There was a dude wearing his like skull cap, like do-rag thing. White guy. Skull cap, do-rag, long beard, long hair. His tight, checkered, not halter top, like the sleeveless cutoff shirt. Tight. Really tight, like cutoff jeans. And like a bunch of stuff hanging around him and stuff. He was all over the place. Like he was like up and down the aisles. He was up and down the walkway.
Is he an older looking dude?
Dude, he's like 60.
I know who you're talking about.
He
He's
was
been to every
all
fucking.
over the thing.
He's been tons of shows. I know. As soon as you start, I'm like, wait a minute. I know
This
who
dude
is.
burned off 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
minimum.
I
at
know
the show.
exactly who it is.
Like he has the workout.
Yeah, dude, that dude's been going to shows forever.
And he was drinking, but I don't think he was like doing anything else. I think he's
Nah.
just hyped up. He didn't seem like he was on something. He just seemed like he was like ready to party.
Just amped.
He's
yeah.
amped up.
Yeah, that dude's been going to shows forever. There's certain guys that Rich wasn't the only one. There was a bunch of them.
There was a lot of them.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of them that did
Quite a mix of people there.
it. Mm-hmm.
So that was it for Bush.
I think
Anyways.
it sounded like a great time.
We didn't talk about Matthew Perry getting killed.
Yeah, I didn't really investigate much other than I just heard that
Yeah.
his assistant gave him some dope and then
Ketamine?
ketamine. Yeah,
Well, they when he died, they said that he'd been doing ketamine infusion,
Yeah.
but the amount he had in his system, it had been a week since he had gone to therapy, so the amount he had in his system was way more than he would even had
Yeah, yeah.
at any point.
So basically his addictive personality took over. He was probably trying to use the ketamine the way like Neil Brennan did
Yeah.
to help with his depression
Yep.
and anxiety and shit. And like literally you go into a doctor's office and they do a drip of it
Yep.
and you fucking trip balls for like 3 hours.
Yep.
Essentially. But yeah, that's what it sounds like is that his addiction
Took over.
some people's addiction it does not matter
Yeah.
what it is. They will just abuse the fuck out of it. That's why you see people that turn into gambling junkies, shopaholics. I mean, anything. Everything
sometimes
they do.
fitness fanatics.
Fuck yeah, fitness. Fuck yeah, especially like that's big.
Religion.
Yep,
Another-
religion. Yeah,
They
they
really-
just take
What?
everything.
Religious fanaticism?
take,
No way.
They take everything so it's just their personality, and that's
Then they go.
you know,
for
and
the
that's
hilt.
unfortunately that's probably what he had.
Well, they
because
arrested
he
5
was
people, too.
I know.
It was
I know.
his assistant. It was one of the doctors.
I
it
think
was
there's
this
2
person.
doctors.
2 doctors. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 2
it's a
doctors. and-
lot.
yeah, there's 5 people.
5
They're all
people.
going up on charges.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I think
But the question is was it the amount of ketamine that killed him, or was there fentanyl?
that don't know.
That's the big thing. Like, what did they get bad shit?
Maybe
Because it's fentanyl that's killing everybody.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't think like ketamine could kill you.
I don't think it can. That's what.
Well,
that's
they
what I
did
mean.
find-
Well, you guys know how I love Big Lenny.
Yeah.
Big Lenny was, and those guys were doing ketamine.
Yeah, I don't think
like, left
ketamine
and right.
can. I don't think I mean,
if anything, it
unless
wasn't-
he already had a bad ticker or something.
Phenibut
well,
too.
they
were
said
doing
he had
that.
some coronary heart problem.
Okay.
That was the original thing. Is he had a heart attack and died in the pool because when he had the heart attack, he was face down. But did the ketamine and the amount of it trigger something that caused him
It's
to have a coronary
possible.
attack? That
Yeah,
could
there's
be.
like these 5 people. Their lawyers are going to have the student. I mean, they're going to be investigating this hard.
And they have been doing a lot more for the last 10, 15 years, ever since Michael Jackson's doctor was giving him that cocktail all the time.
But I mean, they're gonna
giving him
look
anesthesia.
they're gonna look into like they're going to be ripping apart everything in his autopsy.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Because I mean, was it due to that or was it not? Who knows? Because he's damaged his body for most of his life.
And I think that just kind of led into it because, his stepdad and some of the people he knew kind of pushed for an investigation into it because his dad's Dateline guy, Keith Morrison's stepdad.
That's his stepdad, yes.
Yeah.
Well, his real dad is an actor.
Yeah. Yeah. But they said they kind of pushed. They were happy for it that they were doing it, but it kind of seemed it was like the reason they did it is because he wasn't the only one supplied with this stuff. It was part of a bigger thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just his name helped them push the investigation a little bit further.
Yeah, if this is gonna help with stopping some of this shit getting in from outside the country that's like laced with crap that you don't know.
Yep.
Because I mean that's
Dude,
happening.
it's even killing bodybuilders because they're lacing. They're mixed steroids in the same vats.
Yeah,
Yep.
All they have to do is it has to be mixed in the same vat with anything.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
you get it.
Yep.
You catch the fentanyl.
You catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta catch it all.
Yep.
Fentanyl.
It's like,
I definitely think we should call it right at midnight today because I'm very tired.
okay, yeah.
I wanted to say, speaking of Dateline, so I'm sorry, this story intrigued me so much. I got to tell you guys about it. So they have a new version of Unsolved Mystery that's been on Netflix for a couple of years now. There's no host. It's just basically here's the story, but they don't do like a Robert Stack type host.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't want to step on his legacy.
Didn't they do?
When he died, Dennis Farina took over.
Oh, that's right. And then
but that
died.
was back then. Now they're just like we want to present stories like they used to, just the facts.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to.
Just the facts.
We don't want to bring somebody else in and kind of step on him.
That's Dragnet.
Yeah.
Just the facts.
So we watched one the other day, and it was about this murder in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
And you start watching it immediately. The first thing is like, it was the husband that killed this chick. She was.
Yeah.
They found her in a pool of blood at the bottom of the stairs in her house.
Totally.
Her phone was upstairs, smashed on the ground. So you start looking at it. It's like, oh, the husband happened to show up the next day, or a day and a half later, and found her body. And he called 911. He's like, oh, my blue wife. He didn't say that, but
1439.
and they start looking at it, and then they talk about the timeline and what happened and where he was, and they're like, crap, it doesn't add up. There's no way he could have done it. And then you see him talking, and like, if this guy killed her, and he's acting this way, acting this distraught, he is fucking Meryl Streep. He's the best actor you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
This guy's not acting. He's distraught. It's been almost 15 years, 13 years, and he's still like has not got over it.
Yeah.
So it's
Because
not
it
him.
was legit.
It was legit. It wasn't him.
Because he walked in and saw a bloody fucking
Yeah.
mess in his wife, so he was literally traumatized.
Yeah, and he was in another province. They have timelines of his travel. They have him at the gas stations he stopped at.
There's no possible
He
way.
was 500 and something
That's
miles away.
what you're. No.
So to this day,
find out is
to this day they don't
somebody.
know. They thought it was his sister because his wife had turned her in and got the kid taken away from her. But that's because she was doing heroin and meth and
Her dealer probably
abandoning
killed
the
her or
kid.
something, Yeah.
not the wife. This is the guy's
okay.
sister.
Yeah, I mean,
So
well,
it's like revenge.
that's
they-
absolutely perfectly reasonable way.
They look at
reason.
it and they're like, it couldn't have been her. Okay. Maybe it was this thing. Maybe she's having an affair. And it's like, there's nothing to support that. She didn't have intercourse for days leading up to her death or during, the time she was supposed to.
Okay.
So it wasn't that. There was no intercourse. There was no this. So they've basically ruled out everything. So now to this day, they have no fucking clue what happened to her. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, that's weird. And while I was looking up some of the facts on it, another case popped up from Pennsylvania from 2010. This is no way connected to this. I saw this story and I thought it was interesting. But that's what brought it up. So this lady in Pennsylvania was stabbed 20 times with a knife. Okay? And her dad is some kind of a big shot in, I don't know, law or something. I can't remember what it was.
There we go.
Oh, he's a surgeon. I'm sorry, he's a surgeon or something like that. So she was stabbed 20 times. The coroner originally said that it was a homicide. And then all of a sudden the cops talked to the coroner, and then he ruled it a suicide.
20 times stab,
Well, she's
self-stab.
Worst
in the
cases-
back of the head.
Worst case suicide I ever saw.
In the back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this isn't real. There's no way this is a real thing. There's no way anybody ruled this a suicide. This is fucking fake. They had to go to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court
Oh,
to
my
finally
God.
get this thing where they reopened the investigation. They would not reopen this investigation at all.
They wanted to
Finally,
cover it
now.
up.
That was 2010. It's 2024.
Whoa.
They just now. How
Dude.
the hell could any self-respecting coroner?
Everybody's losing their job in that
What?
one, in my opinion.
And they had to go through four different
Well, if
layers
you
of courts.
if you put the knife on the ground in a fixed position and then kill
and
yourself.
fall on it 20 times.
Yeah. That's
That's
I would
basically
do.
what she did. 20 times.
It's-
It's Ellen Greenberg, if anybody wants to look it up. But
Uh-huh.
I just saw that. I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that someone ruled this thing a suicide.
Poor Ellen.
Her name's Ellen Greenberg.
Yeah.
So she's Jewish.
Yeah.
And that would mean that the guy that killed her is probably Jewish, and they got to cover because they're all in on everything all the time.
Because they own the papers.
They own the papers. They own
and Hollywood and
They
all
own,
that.
yeah, they own it all.
She
And
might be
they-
adopted.
Oh,
Nothing will happen.
yeah.
Nothing will happen.
She was a teacher.
See, multi-billionaire. No,
Was 20 stab wounds. Her parents was ruled a suicide. Her parents never
Her
bought
dad
it.
was a surgeon, Jew.
I got looked up. I can't remember exactly.
Owns a
what-
hospial.
owns a hospital.
No, I was trying to look. That's what I was trying to look up. because-
Someone in finance is in there somewhere.
It's all happening.
Yeah. Then a big cover-up.
Where is it?
Blame some random.
It's
Well, it's like that one down in what is it, Arkansas? That dude that he worked for somebody in politics, and they found him hanging from a tree with 2 gunshot wounds, and it wasn't even on his farm; it was on a farm 30 miles away from his house.
Yeah,
and they
but
ruled it as a fucking suicide
sometimes
because they left the gun laying there. So they're like, "Yeah, he shot himself, and then threw the gun down, and then jumped, and
hung himself.
worst case suicide I ever saw."
here. I'm sorry. Here are some of the facts.
Oh,
Okay.
I wonder if everyone's ever jumped from a great height and then blown their brains off on the way down. Try to do both.
I mean, Vince Foster. That's
Yeah,
another
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
one. That fucking one. That's a fucking weird one. Totally a weird one.
It Okay, here it is. I'm sorry. Her fiance Sam Goldberg.
What?
She's Greenberg. He's Goldberg.
That's it.
Returned to their shared residence in Philadelphia, but told investigators he couldn't get inside of the apartment because the swing bar lock inside the apartment was in use, blocking the entrance. Eventually, he forced himself inside and discovered her deceased in the kitchen. She had suffered more than 20 stab wounds, and a 10-inch knife was in her, so it was in her back and in her chest. Was still in her chest. She had stab wounds to the chest, abdomen, head, and back of her neck, as well as a gash on her scalp. Okay?
Yeah.
Manner of death was changed from homicide to suicide after investigators said they only found her DNA on the knife and clothing. They also claimed there were no signs of foul play.
Oh.
But the parents' lawyer claimed to Fox News that the knife was never fingerprinted and that there were, in fact, signs of a struggle in the apartment. The outlet also reported that, citing unspecified court documents, that the scene was also cleaned before detectives came to investigate. Who the fuck does that?
The Jews.
The Jews. I mean,
All right.
come
Well,
on,
this is what I think. I think that there's no mixing of the bergs.
yeah.
You have to stay with your own color.
And you
There's
can't,
green and
Whoa.
gold, and you have
Oh.
to stay with your own color.
I got you. Yeah.
you can't be green and gold.
So there's no mixing of the bergs.
Yeah.
no
There's
sil-
green bergs, and then there's gold bergs.
What about Silversteins? Can you
Yeah, no, they could be. Nope.
can't do
That-
that either? huh?
no mixing of colors.
Okay.
Stick to your color.
Oh my God, I was just guessing it, but yeah, her dad is a doctor.
Oh, I thought you were seriously saying he was like.
I couldn't remember. I'm like looking
Oh.
at it. I'm like, yeah.
My ear, nose, and throat guy's Jew.
It got to the point where he was spending so much time having people investigate the case and stuff that he just shut down his practice. It's not open anymore.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I'm sure he's doing fine. You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
But-
he does own.
But
the
the fact that they
newspapers
had
and
to go
Connections.
to the highest level of court in the state just to get
it
them
open.
to open again.
Yeah.
They went through all these different layers, and it took 13 years.
Yeah.
13 years. How the hell?
Wow.
I can tell you. Where's Eric when you need him? There's Eric.
You gotta summon him.
He'll let
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, I can't believe he didn't respond.
Yeah, we
through
were
all of
talking
this
about Jewish
talk.
people for the last 10 minutes.
I mean, Greenberg, Goldberg, Jews, Banks, newspapers.
We
I
haven't
mean,
summoned
we
him.
said all the major words. We dropped all the hashtags for him to answer.
I know you wanted to wrap it up at midnight, but I gotta
Go
ask
ahead.
one more question.
Yeah.
Who is Kate Price, and why are dudes shitting on her?
Okay, so she's a
yeah, I wanna
British
know that too.
supermodel,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and I guess
Sounds hot.
she was hot, but she's kind of got the plastic surgery face.
Oh,
But I guess she's doing tricks, and
like
there's-
literally letting people shit on her.
Yeah, and then there's someone shit on her.
Now she's relegated.
Was it Odell Beckham?
She had a bunch of horror.
And I didn't see it. I actually went to 4chan because I wanted to see.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to see it. I don't know why I was sick,
For investigative purposes.
but I couldn't really find it.
Oh, she's doing that now because she's old. That's
But
why.
she's older, and now she's
She's 46. She's old.
got
She's over
mental
the hill.
mental health issues has gone on with her, and I think
Yeah, they
she's
all
get
do.
and like some dudes.
Yeah, she's
paid
pretty
shit.
damn hot.
Now I know that it's kind of a unsaid thing, but like sheiks in Dubai and stuff, they like to have models, like Instagram models, and then they like to shit and piss on them.
Oh, like toilets.
It's like a thing, yeah. Human toilets.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she got toileted by a sheik. I don't know.
Maybe.
But there's a picture of it.
No, I'm good.
You know,
She's
I
got
don't-
got a kid named Princess.
Princess Price?
Well,
Princess
yeah. So Kate Price.
Tuani.
Kate Price is
That's her kid's name.
So she has some mental health issues, like Amanda Bynes, whose face is messed up now.
yeah, what's up with her face?
She just got problems.
Because she was never really hot anyway.
Well, she had a lot. She's obviously been in drugs and other stuff and mental issues.
oh,
and
so she didn't have. Like
she gained a
bunch
lot of weight, and then she's been, the anxiety and everything. So
Yeah.
she's aged a lot.
kind of same thing. Kind of happened to Demi Lovato. Very similar.
Yes.
Demi Lovato started out hotter though,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
yeah.
still same type of situation
Yeah.
where you lose your mind.
Well,
and
they
then,
show her face like swollen. Oh, whoa. Oh,
Yeah, I told you it's messed
that
up.
one.
yeah, I told you, man.
Yeah, with like those big fucking Groucho Marx fucking
Oh, yeah.
eyebrows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I said, man.
Her
It's
lips are-
bad.
I don't know. I don't think
that
it's
don't
really
even
wrong.
look. That don't even look like her.
Doesn't look like her. She
At
was always
all.
cute.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was
When she was a
cute.
kid, but then like kind of
Even when she was a teenager in her early 20s, she did that show with Jenny Garth,
when she started like
and she was good looking on it. She wasn't overly hot.
like I remember her being a cute kid. Then she had some odd, weird looking years, and
Yeah.
then she
Mm-hmm.
kind of looked like she was hot when she was young. And then like, dude, then I don't know, like she started doing like a lot of wacko shit, and then
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah,
all
she's
fucked
crazy.
up. But
I
yeah,
mean-
like that picture, that's a hot picture. of
Yeah,
her.
yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was but I don't know, man. Face is jacked. I wouldn't hit
Well,
that.
I really, really love and she's not even 40 yet.
Oh no, she's young.
I really love her Groucho Marx fucking
The
She's
eyebrows.
looking pretty messed up.
eyebrows. Those are really nice.
That's the new look. Groucho Marx eyebrows.
I think that I think it works out really well for a lot of you ladies out there. Yeah.
But
so that when you stop getting dates, you can come to me, and I will fuck you with
I
your
will, he
Groucho
will,
Marx.
he will nag you until you
eyebrows.
fuck him.
I know. Going into that stuff that ruined the segue I wanted to end the show with.
Oh, okay.
The Bergs. They don't want to get too far out of it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
the golds and the greens.
Yeah, because it was a multiple stab wound situation. I was going to end it with that song, but we didn't get to do it. 'cause we started-
Oh, let's do that.
So, anyways, the one-stop shop to check us out, radiounderground.k.
Yeah.
radiounderground.k. And this is for the woman that stabbed herself 20 times in Pennsylvania. This is Malevolent Creation
Oh yes.
with multiple stab wounds.
Subsequent,
Invitation lets you breathe.